For everyone else who's kind of catching this on YouTubery, hello, welcome. I hope you enjoy this next run into, I think we're going to a party. I think we are going to hit up a party at, I forget. I think that was the mission we're doing. Let me double check. I'll find out soon. And one more time, I have to turn down the volume for me, as in for my earphones, because otherwise it sounds insane in my ears. That what might have been a soft like do 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 bow 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 run was like Interstellar style, or not Interstellar. The Leonardo DiCaprio one, and Cillian Murphy. The Dream one, the three-layered. Anyways, you know the. Anyways, that's how it sounded in my ears. Inception, yeah, that's it. Yeah, we're at the party. Okay, so here we go. You arrive at the eponymously named Repulse Bay, a gleaming hotel and apartment building on the shores of Repulse Bay, Hong Kong Island. Go figure. Rolling storm clouds choke the sky, lending the structure a sinister appearance, as if any structure in Shadowrun land has a good appearance. As you push through the doors into the building, a sudden break in the clouds reveals a sun that's gone red as blood. Well, I think we might have triggered the blood god, so we're going to have to give some blood to the blood god, I think. You make your way into the ground floor elevator. The attendant pays you no mind, as well as our obviously smelly ghoul samurai, obviously way too into their comp or whatever. As the car begins to climb, you hear the sounds of merriment drawing closer. As the doors slide open, you find Neville Ma's party in full swing, and we are gonna be the best party crashers after the guy in mode. That was the best party crasher, which if you haven't seen a playthrough of mode, wonderful. Back when FMV games were truly FMV games. So we have this laser that no one can use because full up on slots, is blind and can't equip ranged weapons, full up on slots. Now I think we could get rid of that. Oh, you need ranged combat of 6, strength of 3. So no one's going to be using this. So if we can't get this equipped to Raptor, whoops. Yeah, we can't get this equipped to Raptor, then we're going to sell it and make quite a bit of money. Let's hope we don't have to. All right, let's go. The elevator disgorges you onto the mezzanine with little fanfare. Off in the distance, you hear the sounds of clinking glasses, carefree laughter, and silverware on china. Of course, Kaichu would be the first one to say something. We should discuss our approach lane. First off, why the heck did you bring me to a public party? I mean, I don't think I can get away with this kind of costume. I would recommend searching the apartment as our first course of action. I am somewhat dubious about the idea of crashing the party. We ghouls are seldom welcome at such events. I would love to see the event that a ghoul is welcome. Sure, but Neville Ma and Penelope Wong will be at the party. If we don't bluff our way in, we can't talk to them. Doc Shenyang is paying us to find out how Ma's up and walking so quickly after the accident. Talking to the guy would probably be a good idea. Well, come on, guys. We'll do it both ways, but first let's play it by ear. I don't know the scene any better than you do. That's probably the wisest choice. He strokes his chin, and Koshei is ready to go MVP mode. Lead on. We will follow Koshei. That's what he meant to say, is we will follow Koshei. That was unspoken agreement that yes, we will all follow whatever Koshei does. Which, if you didn't see the last stream, Koshei just wrecked everyone on the opposing team. Just like, kapow, you did. Kapow, you did. Kapow, you did. Yeah. If we're going to crash a party, you might as well crash the party. That is indeed true. Let's go through here first. Oh boy, Matrix. Isabel, show me what you're working with. All right. So hopefully we won't get into any problems. I think this is going to be our first safe spot right there. I'm just waiting to see their patterns. Yeah, so we'll go here. And we'll see our next step. Oh, so that's the only thing we have to worry about. Okay. So once these things turn, I think we'll be good. Yep. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and try to hack. Alright, that's about good enough time. So we got that and then an M. I think it's this. Yay, we did it. Get out of our way. Hotel Data Core. Alright, so let's search for information on Neville Ma. Resident penthouse apartment number 2. What's the door code? 1635. Thank you very much. Let's see. Events. When event found, Yellow Springs Film Private Party Mezzanine Level Front Desk indicates 6 unclaimed invitations. Download invitation? Heck yeah, we do. I mean, we need enough invitations for Koshei. Koshei is a person, after all. Planned hotel expansion. Accessing expansion plans. You download a series of files detailing expansion plans to the hotel's ground floor. These might be valuable to local construction firms. Sweet. More moolah for the moolah time. Maintenance logs. Reams of data flood the screen. Everything's organized by way of reference numbers. It's an incredibly obtuse and confusing system. Without knowing what number to search for, there's little of value to see here. Alright, well we might... dang it. I really hope we don't have to come back to that. But anyways, we can go ahead and just eject. Alright, so we might... Let's see. We can do that, but I'd like to see what we can do. What's our thing here? It says optional go to Moss party. Well, of course we're going to go to Moss party. Sultan-looking troll stands on the periphery of the kitchen. He turns to you, shoulders slump forward and sighs. No restaurant service tonight. The kitchen staff too busy with the party to serve anyone. I wish I could get onto that balcony. All that delicious food. Why can't you get in? Guests only. The guy throwing it seems connected to the trade industry. There's lots of actors in there. Some of them from Promises and Moonlight. You know the show, right? I don't have time for that trade crap. I'm a runner. His jaw drops in surprise. What? You need to see it. It's the best show on Tredio ever. Ever. I'll get right on that, buddy. Good luck with the kitchen. Alright, what are you doing here, waiter? The ragged waiter manages to straighten up as you approach. Good evening, sir. Welcome to the veranda at Repulse Bay. How may I be of service? What's with the guard? There's a private party outside, and our establishment provides security for any event that requires it, but don't worry, the balcony will be free again in a few hours. Yeah. Literally, that's the face of all the waiters at these kind of things, I can imagine. You look exhausted. Why don't you take a little break? Not yet. I can't afford to miss any tips. I went to Macau last week, and it wiped me out. Bad luck with the horses, you know? Today's the day your luck changes. I'm willing to help you out for some information. Ooh, I'm listening. You know what? Never mind. I'm a tease. Have fun. The security guard stands in front of the patio, a bored expression on his face. He looks up at you down as you approach. Private party, pal. But his eyes land on Gaichu, and his face goes white. He recoils in horror. What the hell? Ghoul! Ghoul in the lounge! Ghoul in the lounge! I just thought you wanted to know. Troll's name is Eeyore. Yeah, that troll is Eeyore, definitely. Be silent. Calm yourself. You are going to cause a panic, in which case we will end you. The guard stares at you, his mouth agape. What the hell do you think you're doing bringing a ghoul in here? I mean, I do have high charisma. Let's do the party invitation, because that will let him in, but the rest of us might not. So, of course he's not a ghoul. He's an HMHVV infected person who happens to be a friend of Penelope Wong. And we have invitations, jerk. He takes the invitation and scrutinizes it. Then he looks at you, reluctance laying on his face. Enjoy the party, sirs and madams. Hey, karma gained. All right, who are we going to wreck? So many bodies. Gaichu, go crazy. Okay, there's Penelope Wong, there's Neville Ma. Let's talk with the producer first. We'll work our way over to Ma. Party girl raised an eyebrow at your approach. They're serving century-old Cabernet like punch here. It's hard to believe considering how much a single bottle costs. But it's even harder to believe that Mr. Ma's hosting this party, and so soon after his accident. You said that really suspiciously, sir. Yeah, wine, whatever. Tell me more about this Ma person. Man's a machine. He smirks, amused by himself. Not literally. He might as well be, by the way he sprang back after being T-boned at 140 clicks an hour. Anyone want to do math and tell me how many miles per hour that is? 140 clicks is like, what, 110 miles per hour? Actually, wait a second. If you're hit at 110 miles per hour... Oh, what's the math? Any math would be helpful, because I flunked it. Hey, Tex, do you know what 140 kilometers in miles per hour is? No idea. Okay. 86 miles per hour. So, if you were hit by a vehicle, I think someone said this was a truck, at 86 miles per hour, on a scale from 1 to 10, how do you think you'd be doing? 1 being, you know, it was a scratch, Black Knight style, I can get up from that. 10 to being, ya dead, ya done, game over. If you believe in reincarnation, great, see you next time. If you believe in the bing or the brr, then we'll see you there. 25 miles per hour is already not looking so good. Yeah. 86 miles per hour. Hope you have a high luck score. That is true. Seriously? Man should look like cat food after an impact like that. I don't know how, but here he is, alive and kicking. Or dining, regaling, what have you. If you ask me, it's all that positive chi the fans have stirred up. I heard there were entire message boards praying for him and making offerings at temples. Okay, don't hang me in anticipation, buddy. The Matrix is nuts for promises in Moonlight. If Ma had negotiated a second season, his fans would just as easily have turned on him. Reminds me of the Powerpuff Girls, like, him. I can't do the same tone of voice like they do in Powerpuff, so. No way. Internet can't send you chi. I'm a magic user. I should know this. Much less fix a broken body. Call it chi or luck or whatever you want. Ma's here, so he must be doing something right. All I know for sure is that I'm glad he's back in the business and serving us these buckets full of Cabernet. He catches sight of someone across the room and waves, Lisa, over here. Oh, and there's Mark, too. Oh, hi, Mark. Nice talking to you. Oh, hi, Mark, indeed. Penelope Wong. The glamorous starlet flashes you a standard celebrity smile. Lovely, but emotionless. Good evening, Penelope Wong, but please, just call me Penny. I guess so. Parties aren't really my thing. She glances around to make sure no one else is listening, then leans towards you and lowers her voice. I could do with a few less parties and public events myself. Excuse me. The curse of popularity, I suppose. Sometimes I feel like a prisoner of my own success. So, Mr. Argyle, tell me, what brings you here if you're not interested in these sorts of affairs? I feel like if we go into work, she might... wait, I'm socialite. So yeah, let's go ahead and say either people watching or... Yeah. Just people watching. Notice Neville's back in action so soon after what happened, too. A smile lights up her face. Oh, it was absolutely miraculous. I must admit, I nearly died of fright when I heard what happened. But to look at Neville now, you'd never guess he'd been hurt. Just miraculous. Ooh, let's try to bluff. I'll keep it a secret if you will. It's a shame the rumors mill caught wind, though. There are rumors? I haven't heard any rumors. You wouldn't believe the things people are saying. Embezzlement, secret partners, and other such chicanery. I'm sure it's all nonsense. Her face reddens. That's ridiculous. The studio's doing better than ever. We're even expanding. No money lost there. I wouldn't put any stock in Matrix rumors, especially the ones about the new investment partners. Someone new? For a moment, she's lost in thought, face twisted in concentration. Distracted by the guy just feeling high all over while you two talk. Yeah. No, I don't think so, but Neville did make some new friends while he was in Guangzhou. Oh? There's a woman, I can't remember her name, who now visits Neville regularly. I hear she's quite the fashionista. This a business or personal relationship? They seem to get on well. I'm a little sad he's never introduced us, though. She's supposed to make an appearance tonight. I'm very much looking forward to meeting her. Penelope's gaze just over your shoulder for a moment, and she smiles at someone behind you. Oh, excuse me, there's Mr. Mark Yao, and I promised him I'd say hello tonight. Enjoy the party.
Thank you, Benny. It was a pleasure.
I have to make it for $3 million less than my original budget. Uh-oh. That's never good. Is that a storm? Sounds like it's about to storm. You all are on the balcony. You're about to get rained on. Neville is dressed in an immaculate suit, surveying his party from the edge of the balcony. As you approach, he inclines his head respectfully. Good evening, Mr. I'm sorry, I don't believe we've been formally introduced. He straightens his wristwatch. I'm Neville Ma, owner of Yellow Spring Studios. Argyle Argent. That is our name. Our fake name is Argyle Argent. Double A. Double A7.
Mr. Argent, quite an affair you've got here.
I do my best. He gestures at the array of beautiful people mingling on the dance floor. Appearances are important in Hong Kong. If you look weak, that's how you'll be treated. Make a show of prosperity, and it will follow.
I've heard favors are worth their weight in gold here. Is that true?
Absolutely. Even if I were to lose everything tomorrow, I would still be rich in influence. If you can't trade on your name and reputation, you are truly lost. Destitute, if you will. All right, let's see what you're working with, Mr. Ma. Focusing your senses, you concentrate on Ma's aura. Excuse me. Your third eye slides open, unveiling the hidden reality of the astral plane. The walls of the veranda balcony grow gray and cold. And Neville Ma explodes into scintillating light. Judging by the state of his aura, Ma appears to be in good health. His essence is slightly frayed, the sort of damage you associate with a standard data jack. Otherwise, he appears more or less intact. You do, however, detect a faint tinge of discoloration on the periphery of his aura. A chronic illness might darken an aura in this way, but you've never seen anything quite like this before. Having seen what there is to see, your third eye slides shut again. If Ma is aware that you've sensed him, he doesn't show it.
I've heard about your accident. How did it happen?
It seems as though that's all anyone wants to hear about these days. To be honest, I'm getting rather tired of repeating the story. Suffice it to say, a delivery truck, a drone, experienced a glitch and ran a red light. If it hadn't hit me, it would have hit someone else.
Sounds like someone's got it in for you. You know anyone who could have set this up?
Not really. Apparently, the latest software update to the truck had gotten corrupted, but that was all they found. It was shocking to discover that the delivery company missed the glitch. But I suppose that's a mistake anyone could have made, and certainly not enough to point to any one person.
Heard you made a new friend while you were in the hospital.
Yes, Miss Fang. She's quite an admirer of Promises in Moonlight. She kept my spirits up as I was recovering from the accident.
Sounds like you might be more than just friends.
You're welcome to believe whatever you like. A gentleman doesn't kiss and tell, however. And you would do well not to repeat such rumors. I prefer to keep my private light out of the spotlight.
Of course, Mr. Ma.
Yeah, my thanks for your discretion.
So you were discharged from the hospital pretty quick after your accident. Those treatments must have been expensive.
Not especially. Guangzhou's hospitals are top tier. Confidentially, my rapid recovery mostly came down to luck. The accident could have been a lot worse than it was. I owe Eurocar a lot of thanks for their safety features.
Thanks for talking to me, Ma.
My pleasure. Please enjoy the party. I can't talk to either of them, it looks like, other than Ma, and I think I've exhausted all his stuff. So let's go upstairs. Well, let's see if there's anything in here.
This is, yes.
Nope. Okay. Anything there? Nope. Alright, I guess we're going up. Penthouse floor, please. Okay, so that code was 1635. guess there's more than one way to do this. Why is it so cold in here? I can see my breath. Let's search these suits. Rows and rows of finely tailored suits, custom shoes, and various accessories fill the room. Okay, well, let's not do the security door yet. I'm kind of paranoid about that. Refrigerator. The fridge is well stocked. There's enough food in here to feed a big party. Liquor cabinet. The liquor cabinet is full of expensive wines and spirits. Several decanters sit atop it, but one in particular catches your eye, a bottle of brilliant bright red wine. Let's get some Cabernet in our system. You take a quote. Gag! The wine's strangely warm given the temperature of the room and disgustingly salty. Interesting. His nose wrinkles as he tastes the air. I'll be taking that with me if you don't mind. Wait, just one more second. Let me make sure it's horrible.
Go ahead, it's vile.
Not your vintage, huh? I'm not surprised, but I find the aroma quite enticing. Gaichi, why don't you tell us what it is then? What vintage is it? O negative? A, B? Yeah, I don't think that's wine either. The opposite side of the living room is dominated by a massive security door. It's much heavier than the exterior apartment door and looks like a recent addition. The wall has clearly been reinforced to support it. A series of top-of-the-line commercial-grade maglocks hold the door sealed. It'd be easier to tunnel through the wall than it would be to break them open. Cursory glance at the door frame reveals no sign of a keypad or a jack point, but you do see what appears to be an RFID reader. A 16-digit number has been stenciled onto the side of the reader in red ink. This didn't come with the apartment. Why fortify an interior door like this? To keep up appearances, I think. Can you imagine what installing this monstrosity in the hallway would do to the building's aesthetic? People would talk about it. A man like Ma wouldn't want that. Well, one thing's for certain. We're not getting through there without a key. Most likely that means we have to get one from Ma or one of his people. It would appear that we are returning to Mr. Ma's party. Hopefully someone there can tell us more.
Well, it's that way. Saddle up. We got a party to crash again.
Okay, I thought the... Okay. Music obviously crashed there for a second. Okay, should we... I don't think we should talk to Ma. Let's see if Penelope first has a key. Oh gosh, that is such a... Okay. Welcome back, Mr. Argyle. To what do I do with the pleasure? Okay, I guess we're going with this.
I was hoping you could help me, Penny. Do you have a key fob for Neville's security door?
I do, but how do you know about that? Oh God. Let's go with the first one.
Building management told me. They sent me down to see if I could bring them your fob. They need the vitch collection. They don't want to bother Mr. Ma.
Oh, in that case, please take my key fob. Just bring it back when you're done, okay?
Thank you, Penny. You don't know how helpful you've been.
Always happy to help where Neville is concerned. Oh gosh, poor Miss Penelope. I hope we don't get her in trouble. She's just a clueless celeb. I do wish I got to use my socialite etiquette. I mean, I've got it as a troll to show off. All right, you folks ready to crash this party? Koshe, come on, don't be slow. We need you. As you approach the door, a light set into your key fob goes from red to green. There's a loud series of thunks, and the door slides open. A blast of frigid air floods into the room from the other side. Oof. 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 Alright, there's a cyber terminal. I think the cyber terminal is the only thing we have to look at. Alright, Isabel, I think this is you. An expensive consumer-grade computer terminal awaits your input. Display background set to a screen capture from Promises in Moonlight. Penelope Wong's radiant face beams at you from the corner of the screen. Why, if it isn't Ma's personal terminal? A slight smile crawls up Isabel's cheeks. She cracks her knuckles. Let's have a look. Log. A few keystrokes is all it takes to get into the computer's file structure. With the high-tech security door in his apartment, it seems Ma never bothered to encrypt his machine. An option menu appears on the screen. Let's go through email. It's spam and boring business arrangements, but one detail stands out. Neville Ma is frequently emailing a woman named Ku Feng. They seem close, exchanging a lot of thinly veiled flirtation. It appears that Neville is lavishing Ku Feng with money and affection, expensive gifts, rent checks, miserable attempts at poetry, seeing to it that her every need is met. Financial records. They are astoundingly boring aside from two major things. He spent next to nothing on his hospital bills, where it appears he only stayed for 3 days. And he's spending a lot of money on a woman named Ku Feng. Okay, let's unlock that office door. With the push of the button, you unlock the office door on the other side of the room. An ominous thunk reverberates throughout the cold steel apartment. Okay, what you got? Are we working with a clone here or something, or? I know what we're working with, but it's just for your all's entertainment. Without warning, a frigid wind blows through the apartment. A chill cuts through your clothing, raising goose flesh all over your body. Where's that coming from? There's another blast of cold, and a pale and imposing woman materializes out of thin air. A throng of blank-faced men and women materialize alongside her. Cold rooms, wine, mysterious benefactor. Yeah, you probably guessed it too. Ah, the little dog who's been sniffing around Neville Ma's affairs.
Ku Feng, I presume.
Just okay. Should probably close your mouth a little bit. Probably close it. Just yeah, it's fine. I have that problem too.
Ku Feng, I presume.
Just so. My servants have been watching you since you arrived. I suspect that you are an evil man, and that you are here to do harm to Neville. So I came to stop you.
Be careful, Slane. Her aura is streaked with corruption. I can practically taste it. She is a vampire.
Oh, sorry. I had just gotten to the Slane voice. Be careful, Slane. Her aura is streaked with corruption. I can practically taste it. She's a vampire. These others are her pawns. And you are a ghoul. Why these people would choose to associate with a corpse eater is a mystery to me. Perhaps you are their pet? Gaichu tightens his finger on the hilt of his katana. Who will eat whom, leech? Come for me, and let us see whose teeth are sharper. She smiles at you with blood-red lips. An armed conflict in this room would bring security within moments. The Hong Kong police force would no doubt arrive shortly thereafter. Is that what you want? It makes no difference to me. I can disappear just as swiftly as I arrived. But you, on the other hand. She's right. We can't fight in here. Dr. Shen Yang told us that we wouldn't get paid if we did. We appear to have reached an impasse. I cannot allow you to leave, and you seem intent on continuing your investigation here. So, how shall we resolve this conundrum?
I won't get paid if we fight in here, and no doubt the police will want answers. There's another way.
A more formal arrangement, then. A face-off in a neutral location.
A duel at midnight works for me.
Very well. As for the terms, if I win, you willingly submit to my influence. You become my pawn. And if you win...
If I win, you'll already be dead.
Wait 15 minutes for the sun to go down, then come to the roof. We'll sell this there like gentlemen and ladies. I love this kind of like formal, like, hey, we both want to kill each other. 15 minutes? I'll get a pop. You want anything? You want a drink on the way? You good? Okay, all right, we'll see. Oh yeah, we actually took one of your drinks. Ha ha, sucker! Anyways. The sun dips below the horizon. Mist coalesces, coating the rooftop in dew. Kufeng and her cohorts appear. Are you prepared to become my servant, troll? You must not resist or I'll be forced to kill you. Should it come to that, I'll endeavor to make it swift and painless, but no promises.
Show me what you got.
This will be entertaining. Kill him. Oh, you don't realize, though, we have a secret weapon. And by secret weapon, I mean Koshei, have at him. Alright, seriously, that's the first thing we need to do, is just get Koshei into kill mode. And then go ahead and give him another action. Let's get Koshei. Alright. Yeah, Koshei, let's see. There's a lot of stuff happening, so how about you go here? And before we kill that guy, let's see. I think we can have Gaichu. Let's go and switch to the... let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then let's slice a mother up. I do want to stand there, but I don't want to yet. Actually, let's... Dang it. I don't want to attract that much attention yet. Let's see. How's your aim there? Alright. Let's get Iz some better aim. Because I would love for her to launch one of her grenades off there. So let's... It kind of sucks that she'll be out in the open no matter what. Hell, I'll go out there too. Let's see. Let's aim for this guy. Hey, still, that is decent damage to all of them. Alright. So let's see. I can probably slice him up. But first, let's see what Koshei can do to this person. Hello. Alright, let's see. Golly, these are some bad... Well, actually, let's go ahead and say this one. Alright. I can't reach that, so let's go after this one. Ugh, dang it. Alright, let's see what you all got. Oof. -1 AP per round, that's no buenos. Oof. That kind of stung. That also kind of stung. Okay. So first, let's get Gaichu. Actually, first, let's get Slain. Oh, Slain can't move. Ah, dang. Well, I mean this in the kindest sense, but you are kind of... You'll be fine, Slain. I promise. Yeah, see? You're fine. Alright. Dang it. Nope, nope, nope. Alright, can... Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can slice that one up. Good job. Alright. Alright, Koshe, let's get you out in the open. You got plenty of armor and everything. How do you feel about taking that one down? Oh my gosh. Koshe, is that the first time you've missed? Oh. Ugh, things are not looking good for Slain. Ooh. Ouch. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna back up here. I'll let Isabel reload, and there's a lot of just people itching to die right there, so kaboop. Let's see. I think honestly, let's see. That's 16 damage right there. Yeah, let's try to do this. Yeah. Right there. Okay, well, let's hack at this one. Oh, gosh. Okay, there we go. Dang. I would love to get... Okay, yeah, I just need to get you closer to me so you can heal me up. Let's just fall back with me for now, because, yeah, losing that AP was not good. Oof. Ow. Ow. Okay, so let's... This is looking a little dangerous for me, my character that is. So, Raptor... Can you heal? Good. Alright, then I will also do... Actually, wait a second. Can I reach there? No, I cannot. I can reach there, though. So, I am planning on doing... Yeah, let's see what happens when I do this. Normally the Dragon Line does something, but that's okay. So, let's see if we can mark someone for... Okay, we'll get a little bit closer. Yeah, it's more important, I think, to have Koshe take out some folks. Dang. No, didn't go as planned. Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna step here. Gonna cast a mana bolt right over there. Ooh, that was nice. Alright, let's see if... Alright, you're already marked. Can we mark you real quick? Sweet. And then let's try to take out this one. Alright. Can anyone tell how many hit points he has? He has 1 hit point, so he's going to die at the beginning of the next round. So, he's dead. Let's go ahead and overclock Koshe. Alright, and then let's... Yeah, let's go ahead and... Oh my gosh. Just have not had the best luck on these hits. There we go. Koshe's back in action. Alright. Let's try this. Yes. I'm not surprised, but let's see. That. Okay. So let's try to aim at her. And then let's aim for Gaichu. Ooh, that was good. All right, so let's see if we can do a little bit of... I should have marked her. I forgot. Oh, well, that's fine. Okay. Let's increase Koshei's aim. Let's go ahead and put an aim on it. Yeah, you are... Okay, you kind of backed yourself into a corner there. So I can't... I'd rather have Gaichu lead the charge in there. But first, let's see if we can mark you. Sweet. Still missed. Alright. Sweet, sweet. Alright, and then... Yeah, I didn't think you would hit. Alright, so let's see. Okay, well, Koshei again taking, I think, most of the kills in that fight. Alright, Kufing's calm and haughty demeanor dissolves as her eyes grow wild. Wait, I surrender, don't kill me. What's wrong?
Not feeling so powerful now.
She claps her hands, pleading. The whole Mistress of the Night thing is just an act. I'm just an accountant that got infected. I don't really know how to fight. I was faking it. I just wanted to scare you into backing down.
An accountant? Look how that turned out.
Yeah, I know. I blew it. I knew this duel was a bad idea the moment I agreed to it, but I couldn't back down in front of my pawns. It would have been so humiliating. Like I said, I'm just an accountant. I never went to vampire school. What I did was get drunk on a business trip, blackout, and wake up in an alley like this.
And so you, decided to embrace the whole vampire thing?
What choice did I have? I couldn't go back to work, and it was a dead-end job anyway. No upward mobility and no room for growth. I did what anyone would have done. I tried to make the best of it to capitalize on my new abilities. I'm a vampire now. I can't control that, but I can control how I choose to monetize it.
So, what was your end game? How'd you see this working out?
It beats me. It's not like I have a rule book for this or anything. I'm just making it up as I go along. Who knows? Maybe I can eventually become the vampire queen of Repulse Bay?
I hate to break it to you, but that isn't likely to happen.
You don't think that I know that? I've been trained to use a printing calculator, not bite people's necks. I'm just doing my best. She looks the same. Her voice goes flat. Look, if I'm ever found out, I'll be killed for bounty money. It's either this or get gunned down by a vampire hunter.
How'd you manage to survive?
I've just been hiding out in Kowloon. I was hoping to just disappear. As far as my friends and family know, I'm missing, maybe dead. I think that's for the best. I mean, how could I explain what I'd become? Can you imagine how ashamed my family would be to find that I become this monster? No, it's better that they think I'm dead. You are pathetic. Weak. His lip curls into a sneer. You are given the power of the gods, and you snivel about feelings? What is wrong with you? I never wanted to be this way. I'm just trying to make my best. Trying to make my way downtown while I'm walking fast because I'm homebound. Your best is barely competent. You squander your potential, then bawl about your cast-off life when you are defeated. You don't deserve the gift that you have been given. No, you're right. I'm not cut out for this. She turns to you, a look of misery smeared across her face. Can we call a truce, maybe? I scratch your back, you let me live, please?
I think we can work something out. Conditionally.
She nods eagerly. Yes, yes, anything. Just tell me what you need.
First off, I want answers.
I'll tell you whatever you want to know. You ask the questions, I'll answer. No lying, I promise.
How are you and Neville Maw connected?
I happen to be in the same hospital that he was, trolling for a meal. I don't like to drink blood from unwilling people, so I go to hospitals at night looking for people who don't mind if I take a sip. People in comas, patients with terminal illnesses, that kind of thing. It makes me feel better about what I have to do. So I wandered into this room and I recognized Neville Maw. I'd seen him on the news, seen photos of the accident. He was in a really bad place, bad shape. A lot of broken bones and internal injuries, but somehow he was still conscious.
So you offered to help.
Well, I knew that if I gave infected people my blood, they'd be able to heal like I did, just not as fast. I figured that out early and by mistake. But it can come in handy from time to time. So when I saw that Neville was conscious, I decided to make my grand appearance. I materialized in the room and told him that I'd make a trade. I'd fix him up, good as new, but he'd owe me some favors for it. I wasn't specific as to how many favors or what kind. He agreed. Actually, he leapt at the chance to become my pawn. I guess that when you're all broken up like that, you'll do just about anything to get better. The deal was done and we got along. I think he's charming, he thinks I'm funny, and he doesn't care that I'm a vampire. He told me that he gives me nice things because he likes me and not because he owes me his life. It's all very sweet.
What's it like to be a vampire?
About the same as being a person. The human metahuman vampiric virus is like any other disease, except instead of coughing, I can't go out during the day. It's not all that bad, though. I can turn into mist. I'm a lot stronger than I used to be. I still have to wash my hair and pay for parking, though. You know what I miss the most? Steamed buns. I can't eat or drink anything except blood, and I loved street food before I got infected. Sometimes I'll walk by food carts just to smell the things they're frying up. But if I buy something 10 minutes later, it's all coming back up in a mess.
Is there a cure?
I wish, but no. The only cure is being tossed in a bonfire, having your head cut off, and almost every nation in the world would pay a bounty for a dead vampire. It's not like I had much of a choice, you know. Be a vampire or get killed for some quick cash. It's a pretty raw deal for me either way.
All right, here's what's gonna happen.
Okay, what's it gonna be? Do we want to help her out? Because I'm either going to do 1 or 3. So either we get Neville to fire Penelope Wong, like our job said, or we're going to help her out and basically become a better vampire. I mean, a Shadowrun team with a vampire, a trained vampire. I mean, she doesn't actually join your team, but you can get her help in the later run. It's a short term. The help is like, I think she helps you on like 1, maybe 2 runs, I think. I think she does help in the last fight. I think. It's been so long since I played it, but yeah. If we do that, yeah, we'll get help and karma, but we won't get money, and we need a lot of money to buy the spells that we want. Although we do have that laser that we're probably going to sell if Rector can't attach it to Koshe. I wish I could do both 3 and 1. Okay, we're gonna do 3. Well, actually, I've done 3 before though. I don't remember doing 1. Okay, I'll do 3 still. Because 1, it does satisfy the job, but you don't get anything extra out of it. And I'd like to show you guys what happens later on. So, all right.
You're gonna live up to your potential, and I'm gonna help you.
You are?
We are? So you don't know how to be a monster? Well, as it happens, I have a bona fide monster right here. Gaichu will teach you what to do.
And why would I do that, Slane? I fail to understand.
Because in Hong Kong, connections are power, and I want the vampire...
No, that's not me.
Yeah. Oh, no reason. I guess the idea of a vampire accountant just tickles me.
Well, in that case, I accept gratefully. What about Dr. Shen Yang? What are we supposed to tell him? Oh, we get both. Sweet.
He wants Penelope Wong. What do you say, Kufang? Think you can get Neville to let her go?
In a heartbeat. Neville can't say no to me. He'll do it, no question.
In that case, it's settled. We'll be in touch.
She bows, smiling. It is settled then. May this be the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship. Wow, it's one of those few times where you actually do get the best of both worlds. Huh. Although I am a little irked. We had to use our only trauma kit, so I'm gonna have to buy a new one. I think those are like $500. Ugh. Yeah, so I guess we're going to the mezzanine floor. I think we're done. Are we not done? Yeah, we're done. All right, let's skedaddle. Maybe, depending on how long the NPCs take, we might be able to do 2 runs this time. The clink of glasses and sound of Neville Ma's party fades into the distance as you leave the Repulse Bay. As the MTR carries you towards Hoi, the mountains of Hong Kong Island roll by as looming masses, obscured by rain and storm clouds. Penelope Wong has been fired from Promises in Moonlight, and Ma will be at a serious disadvantage without her. The whims of deferred viewership as readily as the tide, and without the Starlet's presence, Promises in Moonlight will undoubtedly lose ratings. What's more, you've managed to turn a powerful foe into a potential ally. Only time will tell how Kufeng will repay you, however. That is kind of funny. Like, I actually do feel bad for Penelope, just because she was, like, so kind, gave us the thing. Oh, we might have wanted to give her key fob back. Whoopsie. Hopefully that doesn't come up. Okay, and actually after that embarrassing attempt at meleeing, I know I was like, I'll be a melee guy with Gaichu. I think I'm gonna just pump everything into magic so that I can support myself and then be able to do that. Oh my god, is that even enough for anything? I think it's enough to boost this up by 1. Okay, well, before we spend it, because of what happened last time. All right. Oh, as you pass in front of the walled city, something takes hold of your chest and squeezes. An internal pang, like a panic attack, but worse. You feel your chest compress, and for a second, the world turns to liquid. It takes all the effort you can muster to keep from falling over. A strowing patchwork of images flashes before your eyes. Fragments of dream and sense memory all stitched together, playing on a loop in your head. Walled city residents kneeling, churning sound of grinding gears, leaning buildings, soiled streets, used needles on the sidewalk, pandemonium, mass hysteria. The images come faster and faster. Teeth, thousands and thousands of teeth. The Redmond Barons, the first man you ever saw killed, crown of ivory over a shimmering veil. Duncan at age 10, his legs pumping, running from his like from a pack of Halloweeners. Strange anatomy that doesn't make sense to your logical mind. A door. A heavy industrial door. Something is written on in faded yellow paint, but you can't make it out. And just like that, the slideshow ends. Boo! The images fade to nothing, returning you to the always streets. The outermost facade of the walled city towers over you, huge and oppressive. A group of kindly Chang's blue lanterns pass you by, oblivious to the event that just took place in your head. Let's walk it off. You take a step forward, then another. You still feel woozy, but you don't need to take a knee. The event, whatever it was, is over. Your mind is now your own. All right, well, before I forget, I do want to go get another trauma pack, because if I die, then run is over. These dreams are getting out of hand, Slane. Got 'em too, right? Normally wake up more tired than when I fell asleep, but this is nuts. I'm ready to hear about how you got hurt now. Yeah, alright. You asked for it. A run went bad. Ambrose spits on the floor, emphatically, in clear defiance of his own prominent sanitary space, no spitting sign. Real bad. They used to call me Ripshot. I was on a 10-man crew, holy moly. I mean, nobody must have made much money, but probably had easy time with it. We were led by this ex-army troll named Icebreaker, former combat engineer, brutal guy. We did shadowrunning, armed robbery, office invasion, underworld hits, anti-braiding, just about anything as long as we could make money and hide our tracks. 10 people, that's huge. It was. We were Icebreaker's own little army. A lot of our work was high profile, real violent. We dumped a lot of arties in the harbor. Then we had this one job. Pauses and takes a deep breath. Hey, I can sum this up real quick, otherwise I tend to get long-winded. What do you want?
Just give me the full story. Let's hear about this and see if we can use it for our own purposes.
We were breaking into an R&D facility. It was a vanilla job. Cheap rent-a-cops, flawed security system, no problem. It was going like clockwork. I was out in the command van on Overwatch. Bam! Something hit the train like a freight train. The walls crushed in on me. There was a flash of light, then darkness, stabbing everywhere. Pressure like a mountain falling on me. Feeling crushed to a pulp, then I blacked out. Fall silent. He seems to be somewhere far away in his mind. The seconds tick by. I'll wait. When I woke up again, I was in pitch darkness. I could hardly breathe. I was being burned by hot metal. The pain was indescribable. There was a shrieking like the metal was screaming around me, and sparks. Someone was cutting through the wreck. A huge pressure lifted off me. There was a blinding light. It was our glove woman, Karen. Not the manager woman, Karen. Regular glove woman, Karen. She pulled me out of the wreck, wrenched 4 tourniquets on me, shot me up with drugs, stuffed me into the security car she'd shot up. Karen jacked me in. I couldn't even hold my head up. I thought my spine was shattered. Once I was rigged in, though, the pain in my meat didn't matter. I drove us out of there. I had stayed conscious just long enough to get us to a friendly clinic. By the time I got us there, Karen was going down with brain swelling. Ambrose's eyes see in the clear as if he was returning from far away. We got barn stopped right proper. Slaughtered. They crushed the command van with a front-end loader and left me for dead. Everyone but me and Karen got wiped out.
Who ambushed you?
I still don't know. Best I can figure out, it was some sort of counter-intrusion team. Maybe the whole run was a setup.
How'd Karen escape?
Karen was carrying the first haul out when the assault team hit us. She jumped into the koi pond and lay on the bottom for about 5 minutes doing her woo-woo cheese centering thing. They dropped a flashbang grenade into the pond to clear it. That messed her up good. Busted her eardrums, gave her a concussion, ruptured the blood vessels in her eyes, nose, mouth, knocked the air out of her lungs. She stayed on the bottom for another couple minutes. And so I once asked her what that was like. She just said, painful. That was Karen, stoic like a concrete block.
You're wrecked, Ambrose. How'd you survive so much trauma?
Cowardice and job security, as he taps the side of his head. I was always real scared of getting hurt. I clutched up my tactical computer with some heelwear and my headwear radio. As soon as my vitals went screwy, my trauma protocols kicked in and my radio started broadcasting my heartbeat. Karen couldn't drive. She homed in on my beacon and cut me out of the wreck with our demo saw. Then she sought me up with enough adrenaline, PMO4, and morphine to reanimate a corpse. Ugh. Then she put 3 trauma patches on me in a row. It shredded my renal system. He taps his chair. That's why this little hot rod has an artificial liver and dialysis machine in it.
They hit you with a construction vehicle?
Yeah, shoved the van right up into a plasticrete wall. Nearby robot arm equipped for heavy mechanical work emphatically snaps its vice-like claw. Crushed it like a beer can. I learned something from that. Tell you what, how to seriously slot someone's day. Ambrose gestures with his chin towards the clinic's false ceiling. I've got an articulated backhoe boom up there with a demolition claw. Hell with guns. Anyone ever fucks with chromality, they'll learn what high-powered hydraulics really means. Anyway, that's all went down. Afterwards, things were hard for a while. Ambrose seems to take stock of himself. He breathes heavily. Tension drains from his body and he slowly relaxes. Here I am, though. Ripshot no more. By the way, Ripshot is dead. Let's keep it that way. Please don't say the name to anyone, okay? Karen was an artist at faking deaths, and she made sure we both vanished. Listen, Slane, this is a painful stretch for me, so we can talk more about the past another day. For now, I'm spent.
Well, then let's talk about unreliable Matthew.
What about Maddie?
Why are you giving him BDLs?
Why am I giving him BDLs? So he doesn't have to get cheap shit that's going to fry his brain from a street trailer, that's why. Those cool blues are pharmaceutical grade. Their tracks run clean and clear as live opera. Patient confidentiality. I already said too much. He's medicated. God knows he deserves it.
Fair enough. It sounds like he has a medical need.
That he does.
What's his deal?
He's a shy, sensitive guy who's had a rough life. Now he's got a shit job selling people the thing they love to hate. That poor guy. He wouldn't harm a fly, but if there's someone who would have had failure to adapt tattooed on their forehead, it's Maddie.
Sounds like he's in a bad situation with his suppliers.
Maddie is always in a bad situation with his suppliers. He's a terrible businessman, and used drone selling, that's a brutal business. You always have a lot more metal on the lot than you can afford, and the commissions are a pittance. Sorry. Manny doesn't want help to do something else, though. He wants to hold with his little drone buddies and be left alone. There ain't nothing wrong with that. I commend you for thinking about him, Slane. I really do. A lot of cases like Maddie come through my door, and I feel for them. If I didn't have this gig, I might be right there with him. There, but by the grace of Chrome and Booty go I. To reliable Matthew, hold true, little buddy. There's a restry at the end of the tunnel.
To reliable Matthew.
Hey, hang in there. All right, let's talk about something else. It's just depressing. All right, medical supplies, please. All right, so we have the basic one. That's 25%. Let's go ahead and get a gold. Yeah. All right. See you later. Oh, we gotta level up. So I do not care about you. Let's just say, what is this? Yeah. All right. So what do you got? You gain the dual routine boost program, which increases persona speed while sneaking the matrix. Oh gosh, yeah. I think that's it. Ooh. No, I think getting her to be faster in the Matrix is better. Like, we have enough damage, I feel like. Nail grenade, modded flashbang. Let's go. Sure. Alright, coup de grace, yeah, we're going all samurai just for that purposes, although, seriously, regenerating is so good. Alright, and then for you, ooh, what is this? Plus 2 AP and plus 2, ooh. Nope, overclock, let's pump that up. Alright, sweet. Okay, so I think let's go get some money before we talk to the rest of the NPC. Well, actually, okay, these guys don't cost anything. Freddy Cafe is showing off some fresh ink to everyone who passes inside Club 88. On each forearm, he has tattooed an anchor. He demonstrates how they look in various poses, from flexes to his standard arms folded across his chest. Not bad, right? Someone told me that only real sailors get tats like these. Figure it's appropriate either way, seeing as how my meat hooks hit like a pair of anchors. Sailors also eat lots of spinach. You getting cute with me, Slane? Because you know I've been letting you strut about with your arms on account of respect for what you do. Don't go making me rethink that. Because someday soon, this highest here is going to be part of a crew you wouldn't want to tangle with. We'll make you walk the plank or something. Serious about joining a pirate crew? Hell yeah, not just any pirates, the most exclusive group out there in the water, the Hell Thunder Crew. Heard about them last week. They only take orcs and trolls like me. Tough bastards too, men to be feared. It's a perfect operation for me to join, and I'm sure they'll take me, especially when they learn who my father is. I wouldn't be surprised if they were inspired by him in the first place. Not many troll pirates back in my Bob's day. In fact, I bet they make me first mate or something just for being his blood. Have you talked with your father, though? No, I wanted to be surprised. Don't want him feeling like he forced me into the family business. By which I mean piracy, not this fluff we got going on here. Doesn't take a genius to see that my boss has no love for the club. I'm a little afraid he might be jealous when I tell him I'll be shipping out. I know he misses it, the adventure, the thrills. I can picture it all. Unfurling the black sails, running up the skull and crossbones, chasing down a fleeing ship and then swinging across the plunderer hold. Yeah, I know, it's not like that. These days it's speedboats with machine guns, climbing up rope ladders in heavy seas, and ship-jacking, but hey, that's what I'm cut out for. Got a heart for the sea, and I'm not afraid for hardship and hard work and fights. I don't work out just to look good and bounce truck smugglers. Bye-bye. Alright, what do we going on in here? Yeah, he is definitely a little too romantic about the piracy thing. Henry Cafe. Oh, the patriarch of the Cafe clan seems more morose than usual. The effect is particularly pronounced because of his massive side and worn granite exterior. It's like a mountain has collapsed under its own weight. You return to us again, Slane. Everything all right, Henry? It's nothing. I just haven't been sleeping very well. Bad dreams? As a matter of fact, yes. And to call them bad dreams would be putting it mildly. I don't remember much, and I'm thankful for that, but what I do remember, there's a woman's voice, possibly Ermine's, telling me that I'm not wanted or needed. She urged me to leave by whatever means necessary. I think she wanted me to kill myself. And my boys were there too, only they were young again, but they didn't talk. They just snapped at me, trying to bite me, and their teeth, they had far too many teeth. Rows upon rows of them, like shark teeth. I don't think I've ever been so scared in my whole life. Is everything all right with Callum and Freddy? I don't know. Every time I try to be a father to them, I feel more and more like I'm anything but. I suppose it's because they're not my little boys anymore. They're grown men now. I wish it weren't the case. They were so much easier to handle and maybe easier to love back when they were just boys. And their dreams were just silly nonsense, but all the more endearing because of it. Now as men, their ambitions frighten me. I worry, but haven't the first clue on what to do about it. I'd talk to them, but I don't think Callum respects me anymore. And Freddy is in his own little world. Can you believe he's convinced I was a pirate? No. Did you ever have any run-in with pirates? Back in my day, there weren't many true pirates in the waters around here. The bigger ships were too well defended, and the smaller ones were mostly not worth the effort. But as time went on, more and more money poured into Hong Kong. That money attracted more sophisticated criminals. Rigged vessels, some of them formerly military, firepower, electronic warfare, trained men. I was mostly lucky. Wu Xing was careful with its ships. They gave a lot of ships escorts in and out of port, and the stretches where pirates were most likely to strike. Anytime we had big assets in tow, they'd send an escort or an air squadron to cover us. We had some light guns on the tugboat, and that was enough. Pirates saw us for what we were, a trouble magnet with nothing worth stealing. There was only one incident, but we won't be talking about that. There are things I don't want my wife and my boys to know about this world, or me. Bye-bye. Callum, my man. Callum sits with his eyes closed and his head back. One might assume he's asleep or trying to shake off a particularly nasty hangover. I believe it is the latter. But when he stirs, his eyes are clear and uncharacteristically focused. Slain, what brings you back?
I see your memory works fine when you're clear-headed.
I suppose it does, and I need that clear thinking tonight.
What's going on?
Maybe nothing, maybe everything. Could be a way out of this pit. Way to do something more with my life than sell cheap thrills and cheap pills.
What's this way out you mentioned?
I met a man, or rather a man sought me out, and went to all the trouble to set up a meet and get into Hoy. That takes guts for someone corporate. He said he's a recruiter, like a talent scout for one of the big corporations, and they're interested in me. Me! Can you believe that? Even way down here in Hoy, they've heard of me. They see the potential in me. Callum Ka-Fei. One of the big shots of this course wants to be my benefactor. It's amazing, right? Even Li Ka-Shing needed mentors, and he became one of the most successful men in the world. This is my start. It's my break. This recruiter wouldn't tell me the guy's name or the name of the corp. It's all still very preliminary, but this is just the first step, you know? First step towards walking out of here, though.
Is it really so bad here?
You've been here long enough. You should know better by now. Most people figure it out in the first few hours. Hoy is a way station, halfway between something better and something worse. You stay here, you're just accepting the fact that you'll never amount to anything. You're agreeing that all you care about is keeping your head above water. It's 4 good walls and 3 square meals at best. Some people pass through on their way down before bottoming out in the walled city or as a floater in the harbor. Others pass through on their way up to places like Taikushing or Aberdeen. That's how I intend to go. Bye-bye. Brent Shirkley, the most normal name around here. Something I can help you with? Friend? The elf has a hard-set look to his face and cold stare of someone accustomed to casual violence. The most striking thing about him, however, are the glowing golden tattoos that wrap from his forehead around the back of his head, just over one ear.
Nice ink you got there.
It's not ink, not really. It's a spell. The elf's tone is flat and disinterested, but he fixes you with an intense stare. Magical tattoo, that kind of thing you tend to pick up in the business.
And what business is that? My business, probably.
Fixing you with a dubious look, the elf cocks his head. What the hell do you think, man? Look at you. We're obviously working the same angle here in Hoy. Name's Brent Shirkley. He doesn't extend a hand, but does nod at you in greeting. I'm a mage. One of the best in this hemisphere, in fact. Yeah, that's it.
That's an awfully plain name.
Name's not attached to any sin, so what does it matter?
What's your specialty?
What kind of bullshit question is that? Are you interviewing me for a job wearing tuxedos or something? Magic is about power. You can dress it up however you like, but there's the core of what it is. That's the core of what it is. I met a lot of magicians that talk about being spiritually in tune with the universe or reaching a higher state of enlightenment. It's all crap. You focus your will to enact a change on the universe. The stronger your will, the bigger the change. Calling it anything else is just window dressing. That's why I bring the big guns. Fire, lightning, raw force. My will is stronger than steel or Kevlar or stone. A good mage knows exactly how far they can push themselves, and they ride that limit. It's not the blessing of a totem or an idol, but their own skill at knowing their limits. Just like an athlete.
I do agree. Magic is a skill, not a religion.
Probably no heals. Probably just the fireballs. Exactly. Religion is a way of explaining the universe in a way the faithful understand. Magic is about speaking to the universe in words it can't ignore. If higher powers were required to work magic, then I'd be out of luck as the local stuffer shack clerk. Okay, bye. Ermine Cafe cleans and oils the disassembled parts of a half a dozen assault rifles spread across a nearby workbench. Her focus borders on obsessive, like a person rubbing her hands raw from excessive washing. I knew it. I just knew it.
Talking to your guns again?
She looked startled by the interruption, as if her words were not meant for other ears. Oh, nothing. It's nothing.
Doesn't seem like nothing.
It's about Callum, the man he has been in contact with. I know he is now, and it's not right.
Who is he?
Someone I once worked with at Baihu, a superior. He was a powerful man then, and that was over 20 years ago. He's grown even more powerful since, I have no doubt. If he isn't running the Hong Kong branch by now, it won't be long before he is, if that's what he wants. And this is a man who gets what he wants. If he wants Callum, I think I'm going to lose my son. She returns to her work, clearly trying to lose herself in it.
Is Callum alright?
For the moment, yeah, but I don't know how I can possibly keep him safe. I can't tell him why, but I have to make him understand that he cannot see this person ever. But the closer I try to hold on to him, the quicker my boy seems to slip away. I fear I'm driving him straight into the arms of this man. Whatever happens after, it would be my fault. All of my fault. She returns to her work, clearly trying to lose herself in it.
But bye-bye, then.
Man, every time I talk to this family, I'm just getting closer and closer to breaking them all apart. Whoopsie! Alright, let's go get paid for our job. I'm also just seeing if there's any random NPCs I need to talk with, too. I can talk with the Go players real quick on the way to get paid, because I gotta get paid in there this time. Is this... I think it's the same. Yeah. Yeah, they're just repeating themselves. So eventually NPCs do start kind of getting in that rut. So hopefully we're getting there with a couple of them pretty soon. Chen Yang is busily puffing away on a foul-smelling cigar, his comlink in one hand. His eyes flash with anticipatory glee as he sees you. Dr. Shen Yang greets you in the name of all producers. How'd the shindig go? Looking at him again, I kind of wish I didn't do the job like I did. Oh well.
I got the information you wanted.
You explain the night's events from start to finish. As you speak, Shen Yang's face grows ever more incredulous until finally his mouth is left hanging halfway open. He slowly places a cigar in a nearby ashtray and shakes his head in disbelief. Vampires in the Trid industry. A vampire queen, no less. What a nightmare. At least she got me Wong, and poor Neville's show is dead. That's something. Alright, kid, I'll send payment to your matrix shop. You earned it.
Damn right I did.
He's about to speak, but his comlink begins to buzz. Irritated, he answers it and switches to speaker mode. Yeah, Wizard, what do you want? Hello, Shen Yang. I just wanted to let you know that I've released Penelope Wong from her contract. If you're still interested in her, she's all yours. Also, I hope your business is doing all right. I heard you had some problems with cash flow. If you need a loan, I'd be happy to help. Dr. Shen Yang eyes the image of Neville Ma with deep suspicion. You don't sound too mad, Nev. What's the cashier anyway? You must have the next big thing lined up already. Oh, Doctor, there's no need for it. Do you know why I keep winning our little contests and you're always playing catch-up? It's because you think people like Miss Wong actually matter. They don't. Stars are crafted. Molded out of talent, yes, but ultimately constructed. With enough time and effort, anyone can be made into a star. It's just a question of manipulating public perception. Maybe so, but I got her now, and your show's dead in the water without Star. What do you think of that, eh? I think that I'm going to do what any good soap opera producer would do. Write her character out with a tragic death and bring on someone new. You labor under the misapprehension that viewers have loyalty. They do not. They have only appetite. As long as you chase stars like Wong, you will lose. Don't be afraid to think bigger, Doctor. Reach for the drama, not the dramatists. With that, Neville Ma hangs up on Dr. Shenyang. For the next 30 seconds, Dr. Shenyang releases a stream of violently imaginative invectives at his phone. Even Strangler Bowed looks taken aback at the ferocity of Shenyang's anger and the inventiveness of the sexual positions that he describes. Finally, he takes a deep breath and composes himself. That dirty little weasel, insulting my creativity like that, the nerve! Go on, kid, we're done here. Thanks for all your help, but I gotta get going. Gotta talk to a guy about making a bunch of snakes. On a plane? Maybe snakes on a plane? Alright. Alright, let's go to our safe boat, get some money, and then we'll go shopping. Of course, after we... Whoa! Hello! You enter the trawler to find your crew gathered together waiting for you. Isabel has her head buried in her PDA. The rest of them stand watching her, trying to be patient.
Isabel, you look like you have something to tell the class.
Dora paces up and back, trying to decide how to begin. I've been doing my homework on Josephine Sang and Sang Mechanical Services.
Spill it.
Okay, smoke 'em if you got 'em, because there's a lot to go over. I'm done with this. Oh well. In 2011, Sang Mechanical Services was a D-level corp floundering in the shallow end of the Hong Kong corporate pool. That's when Josephine Shui married into the family. Josephine thought big. She conceived of a massive project that would catapult TMS into the big time, something she called the Prosperity Project. Prosperity? That's what Raymond was mumbling about.
What is the Prosperity Project?
Once upon a time in the 1900s, the walled city was a densely populated slum, something like 30,000 people crammed into 6.5 acres. Wait, I've heard this story before. It's a shithole, hell on earth, yada yada yada. That's today's walled city, the second walled city. The first walled city started life well enough over 100 years ago and lasted through both world wars and almost to the Awakening. It was torn down in 1994 when the government had finally had enough. It had become such a haven for criminals that the cops would only enter in large, well-armed groups. Sounds familiar. In 2021, Josephine Sang pronounced a proposed a vision for a new type of low-income housing project, the Prosperity Project, a self-contained, low-cost walking neighborhood for the poor, but on a grand scale. Prosperity Project would give Hong Kong's poor and flood of refugees pouring into the country a place they could call their own. Excuse me. Something that felt more permanent than the sprawling tent city that spontaneously sprang up after the first walled city was demolished. The Prosperity Project would place a tent city and would be symbolically built on the site of the old walled city. Their slogan was a place of dignity where prosperity begins. So, a ghetto. Yeah. The apartments weren't much bigger than the space you get in your average coffin motel, but they were built around plazas and marketplaces that contained goods and services catering to the poor. The government forgot the lessons of the last walled city. They loved the idea of containing the refugees and poor to only a few densely populated blocks, kept them out of public eye. Securing the contract catapulted Sang Mechanical Services' fortunes ahead. It eventually put Josephine Sang onto the executive council.
That doesn't line up. How'd she get so powerful by building a slum?
It's a very big slum. Apparently that was also the beginning of a series of lucrative building contracts that propelled TMS into the big time. So where's Raymond come into all this? Raymond Black doesn't come into it at all, but Edward Sang does.
Is Raymond Black actually Edward Sang?
You got it. Yeah, I know. I am curious to actually look up the walled city. I might look that up after stream. Unless someone else wants to just, post a link or something. Duncan's straw drops open. What? No, come on. Raymond Black was actually Edward Sang, the only son of Josephine Sang and her late husband, Breakwater Sang. Edward was in charge of laying the groundwork for the walled city. Excavation and utilities, running the power lines, sewage, that kind of thing.
I've always wondered where Raymond's money came from.
Wait, this doesn't make any sense. Remember that massive great water leak that flooded the basement back in 48?
Yeah, remember what happened to Miss Maloney?
You mean her feet? Ugh. They swelled to like 3 times their normal size. Yeah, thanks for bringing back that memory. But think about it. Did Raymond have any idea how to fix it? No. Look up geographics. They do a history on it. Okay, will do. Thanks. Ray didn't know the first thing about sewer lines. He hired a small army of plumbers, probably paid him double what the job was worth to fix the thing, and it still took almost 2 months to get the leak under control.
And Josephine put him in charge of the utilities. No wonder the walled city smells like that.
I don't think Raymond had anything to do with the utilities in the walled city. So if this man was not in charge of the utilities for the project, what was he doing down there? I don't know. But Edward Zhang disappeared from the public eye shortly after Prosperity was completed, around 2031. That's about the time he moved to Seattle, around 7 years before he found us. But what happened in the walled city? And what would make Raymond want to go back in there right now after all these years?
Doesn't matter.
Well, actually, no.
I don't know, but I intend to find out.
4 karma gained. Sweet. Unread messages, out of town. Alright, kindly Chang. I'm not in Toy right now, so don't bother coming to see me. We'll talk when I return. Please continue with our business ventures in the meantime. Data retrieval. I hope you're enjoying your newfound success in the shadows. I've got another job for you, one that should prove very lucrative indeed. I've been contracted by the employee of the Eastern Tiger Corporation. He needs you to steal some research data and biological samples from his employer. The man's name is Tygath Wright. Till recently, he was a researcher on genetic engineering project. He was cagey with the details, but I gather it was centered around phenotypic alteration and postnatal genetic enhancement. Unfortunately for Wright, he's got a conscience. Stupid man. Luckily for us, he's willing to pay to have his conscience assuaged. Wright's project was apparently quite horrible. Experiments on living children, total disregard for biomedical ethics or safety, and when Wright raised concerns, he was taken off the project. He decided to step outside the bounds of the law and expose their wrongdoing to the world. The snag, you see, is that his wife and child live in Seoul. Not quite the heart of Eastern Tiger's power, but close enough. He's afraid that if he releases information himself, he'll be taken prisoner and used as leverage. The idiot should have thought that before, but that's not our problem. The samples and data are currently on an Eastern Tiger cargo ship, the MV Nalchi, sailing near Hong Kong on their way to Seoul. The storm slowed the ship down, so you don't have to go right away, but don't take too long. Once you have the data and the samples, you're to call Wright. I've attached his number. He'll give you the instructions on how he wants the information leaked. When you're ready, let me know. I'll arrange transit with Captain Jomo. He's a local Loho Jawa pirate and smuggler, but don't let that put you off. He's as good as they get, and he'll have you on that ship without incident. I'll let Captain Jomo know that you're ready. You can find him down the end of the pier my parlor is on. He'll handle everything from there on out. Oh, we don't need to look at any of those. Alright, jobs. Claim payment. Good work out there, kid. Here's the money I promised you. Alright, 1,000. Oh my god, what a joke. Alright, let's post this pay data for sale. Do we have any? Ooh, what do we get for this? Ooh, 792. Thank you very much. Alright. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Here we go with the chattings. Typhoon stalled offshore. Update on Typhoon Usagi. Infrared images of the storm Ida wall transition are really quite stunning, by the way. Typhoon Usagi is stalled in the South China Sea and is now weakening after passing north of the Philippines. Strong wind and periodic very heavy rains will continue as Usagi's arms sweep across the region. For the moment, Usagi is resisting the wind, which is causing it to lose strength. Prevailing winds will probably ultimately drive Usagi ashore west of Macau as it struggles to remain over water. According to Dr. Lance Inaroki of the Imperial Japanese Meteorological Agency, even the most awakened storms have difficulty delaying their landfall for more than a week once they are in the South China Sea. Usagi will still be a full-strength typhoon when it makes landfall, but its delay fortunately gives people in the storm path more time to repair. Look, babe, I just made this cartoonified typhoon for you. It's got a little purse and sparkles and bubble tea and 8 arms with assorted weapons and a necklace of skulls and everything. You're the best. The J-pop theme on the ammunition belts really take it over the top, Amanita. You are a special person. Oh, I wish we could have seen that. All right, saying mechanical services. Has anyone else been keeping track of the Executive Council elections? It's almost time for the latest round, and the competition is heating up. Up until this point, Tantian CEO So Kok Chu looked like the best pick to replace Josephine Sang of Sang Mechanical Services. Despite losing CEO Kent Joling's rivalry with Chu, he had the support of both Yang Lin Fat of Shibata and Adrian Chung of the Hildebrandt Kleinford Bernal. Now, though I'm not so sure, Josephine Sang seems pretty confident she'll remain on the council. From what I've heard, she's cut a deal with Ares Asia, Manobe, and Eastern Tiger to stay out of their way. In exchange, they let her own Southeast Asia's large-scale construction projects. Cozy relationship like that could turn the tides against Tantan. Oh, that's the lady. Your screen flickers as a trig clip begins playing. Josephine Sang stands at a podium, addressing a crowd of reporters in front of a partially constructed skyscraper. With the finalization permits approved for the Pak Thai Workers Complex here in Dongguan, I promise you that prosperity of the city can only increase. This marks an auspicious day. Thousands of new jobs in construction, tens of thousands more when the project is complete, and low-cost housing for every worker. Some have said that Sang Mechanical Services does not have the will to compete in a global market, that we are only a force to be reckoned with in Hong Kong, Africa, and South America. I say that our good fortune is your good fortune. Sang Mechanical Services is more than a local company. Our star is rising and shows no signs of slowing. I ask the residents of Dongguan, who among you does not wish for a better life, a wealthier, happier life, one where your company is also your family and can protect you from the uncertainty of these trying times? We will give you that life. We will give you that protection and that certainty. What a load of utter bullshit, says Blue Shift. It may be crap, but the people in Dongguan ate it up. Idea of signing with a local company that isn't Baihu, and believe me, they count Tantian and Wuxing as foreign, was too much of a draw for them to pass on. I'm thinking that absent catastrophe, Josephine Sang will be on the executive council in the next few days. Why do they count Wuxing as foreign? Tantian, sure, but they're headquartered in Beijing. But Wuxing's just as native as Hong Kong as Sang is. Wuxing and the Canton Confederation have been at odds since 2015. Wuxing's made a habit of exploiting the people of Guangdong and using loopholes to shield themselves from taxation. What's more, Wuxing was the primary mover in founding the Free Enterprise Zone, permanently stopping the Confederation's design on Hong Kong. Sang took a different tactic. Josephine Sang started off by promising the Canton Confederation a very lucrative taxation agreement in exchange for a low-cost, long-term lease for their facilities in Dongguan. She sweetened the deal by treating them like family rather than adversaries. She's got the meeting out of her hand. Punk, metal, hardcore. Got a collection of over 10,000 albums of punk, hardcore, hardcore light, thrash metal, heavy metal, light metal, death metal, metal nouveau, sino-punk, synth-punk, cyber thrash, synthcore, Hong Kong ska, and triple umlaut bands like Umlaut. If there's an album you've been searching for, I might just have it. In return, I'm in search of any weird, obscure bands to add to my library. Let me know. Got any cybercore synth metal? As for what might interest you, I own the complete oeuvre of this German punk band, Messerkampf. Heard of them? Messerkampf? They're so mainstream. They're really big in the JIS. Really? Do they tour? Nah, man, I don't think so. Those Berlin anarchist bands never survived very long. Besides, I think they broke up a really long time ago. They're probably aging wage slaves now, and no idea that they're widely popular on the other side of the planet. That's kind of a teaser from Dragonfall. One of your teammates was the main singer for that band, and he's like, I don't sing anymore. Doesn't matter. Wonder what the poetry bot is up to? I don't know. Maybe they'll come back later. Yeah, I want to know hardcore light. I mean, just yeah, lots of music. Anyways, looking for another decker. Looking for experienced decker for a discreet milk run, picking up a very special access card off a wage slave. Potential for a long-term arrangement. We're a team that's been together for years, running your basic heists and occasional transport gig. We've got a reliable fixer and a long list of happy clients. 1. You must not take experimental stem string runs. 2. You must not tamper with chemicals in secret labs. 3. You must have a good sense of humor. Knock, knock. You said a good sense of humor. It's a joke, see? At this point, we're actually more interested in hiring an experienced professional with a mature adult's impulse control. We've had some bad luck with our deckers lately. The last one had 2 left feet and couldn't seem to stop stumbling into containers full of volatile substances. Poor runs with Scissors 2056, although by looking at her name, I guess we should have known. So basically, you guys are desperate for a decker. Has anyone else contacted you? We can wait a little longer. Meet me. You guys are starting to get a bad rap, you know. Jinxed. We're all sunk. Learn to swim. As some of you know, I have a keen interest in urban planning, geophysics, and anything involving our eventual and inevitable destruction. Appended is a recent summary on rising sea level in Hong Kong. It expresses the issue well in lay terms. Freedom Cowboy, you complain my post titles are a bit sterile. How's this one? The Sinking of Hong Kong. The Joint Corporate Development Bureau has released a report on sea level rise in Hong Kong over the next 50 years. Since the year 2000, Hong Kong experienced 9 to 13 meters of water level rise, varying by location. That's intense. Geologists cite a combination of Antarctic ice melting, the natural sinking of Hong Kong's artificial fill shorefronts, and forced subsidence caused by massive urban construction. Or forced subsidence, sorry. Future of the city. Geologists predict a continued rise in water levels over the next 50 years, with slowing land subsidence being offset by the accelerating collapse of the Antarctic ice sheet. With up to 15 meters of subsidence expected over the next half century, a large fraction of current Hong Kong will become submarine. Due to our population and small land base, abandonment of flooded land is no longer practical. Rigorous amphibious retrofitting of the city will need to continue. By 2100, the current coastal buildings will mostly rise from a canal environment. Engineering studies indicate that major improvements will be necessary on the coastal seawalls and on Victoria Harbor's Zerang Wall, officially the anti-typhoon automated harbor defense jetty. Coastal protections will need to be raised by a half a meter a year to counteract the total effect of rising sea level and the worsening severity of super typhoons. The Development Bureau estimates this may cost 250 billion new yen over the next 5 decades. Climatic models suggest that by 2100, storm surges impinging on Hong Kong shores may exceed 3 meters in height, and wind-driven waves during severe storms may reach 15 meters. So we gonna be running jobs from the gondolas in 50 years? That's the message? When one does some simple financial modeling and extrapolates the worsening severity and frequency of super typhoons along with the geological outlook, the actual message is that it might be necessary to abandon Hong Kong. WP, I take it back. Keep your sterile titles. What's so endearing about you is that you talk about the grimmest things like an accountant. Double entry accrual accounting is an amazing system. If more operators took an interest in it, they would have a much better long-term financial security, as well as be better able to interpret and manipulate materials encountered during their work. It kind of reminds me of Morgan. It's very ironic that your handle shortens to WP, normally associated with white phosphorus. Actually, Hatch, it's not. It's really not. White phosphorus is exceptionally useful, not merely because of its hypergolic ignition and the fact that once burning is chemically immune to water quenching, but also because of its high adhesion and biotoxicity. I don't take pleasure in these qualities, but I appreciate them. Merc operative? See attached image dated late 2050. The human in the middle is Simon Jura, a mercenary fixer in Macau. He's a known quantity. I'm interested in the guy on his left. Anybody recognize this guy? Your person of interest is Rild Han, aka Whipsaw. He's not a merc. He's a corpo turned runner turned corpo. He's now a counter-disruption advisor currently under contract to Transys Neuronet. Jor is just a broker, but I'm wondering what Whipsaw is doing with the third guy, the troll, Icebreaker. Ooh, Icebreaker was the leader of that one, Ambrose's gang. Icebreaker? He doesn't look like a Decker. Icebreaker isn't as big as an icebreaker, the ship. He supposedly ran a paramilitary crew for a while. Yeah, Icebreaker is the leader of the team that Ambrose ran whenever they all got basically slaughtered. Heard of this guy. He vanished 6 years ago. His whole team went completely dark. They were called the Fleet. Word is they hit a big score and retired. Yo, guys, I got metadata that Icebreaker's crew got wiped out. Only 2 survivors, and you won't find them. Tin Helmet, I'm tired of your weird-ass rumors. Tin Helmet may be correct. One Fleet associate, Ustranda, posted on the BBS 6 times over the next year. Another, Battle Song, was collected by Bounty Hunter. See attached image. Thanks, White Prism. That's fucking awesome. We all need a picture of a woman shot in the face slumped over a toilet. This isn't a gore board. I swear, you got Asperger's or something. Aw, that means his adept friend got ghosted. We can probably tell him that, yeah, you're the last one left. Kowloon car bomb. Car bombing in Kowloon City today near Salisbury and Nathan. Triad hit? Extremists? Triads don't usually use car bombs, and terrorists want a substantial blast to kick fragments. This one had a small explosive, but burned like an oil well. Viola, HKPD report appended. One fatality, the driver. Guy named Ripshot. Burned almost beyond right identification. Ripshot, he's a rigger. He rolls for the Fleet. He's got a long enemies list. No Crazy Taste. I don't know why. Oh, wait. Sorry. So these are from years ago. I think it's because I pulled up the data. All right, no Crazy Taste. I don't know why people keep associating the Fleet in this Ripshot guy. The Fleet's rigger is a Shenzhen guy called Chainlink. Yeah, Ripshot has a lot of enemies, but he's a Calfo Croc shaman over in Kong, and he's not dead. Several people have operated Hong Kong under the handle Ripshot in the last year. None of them are linked to the Fleet, but that crew is known to spread misinformation about their composition, so who knows? I see the by identification was made from a limb, DNA, a skull fragment, and footage from a nearby CCTV camera. White Prism, Amanita, are you going to go conspiracy theory on us again? No, I think this was actually old information because the year is currently 2056, I think. And those posts were made in 2051. So I think because we talked with him, we were doing a search on the BBS, and it just gave us a little bit of additional information about him. Okay, Ractor, can you attach this laser to your thing? Ractor's shop is curiously silent. As you step down onto the grated metal floor, the sound of your own footsteps reverberates through the echo chamber of the converted engine room. Welcome back, my friend. Is there something I can do for you?
Any thoughts about that last run?
I can enjoy a social gathering as well as anyone else, but our client and our targets were contemptible people. Tradio programs, soap operas, intellectually bankrupt, shattering sweet family dramas without an ounce of inventiveness behind them. This pap that these fools produce is a poison for the mind. He takes a drag on his cigarette, blows the smoke in a plume. At least we had the encounter with a vampire to make things interesting. Now what else would you have of me?
Quiet night in the shop, huh?
Yes, a quiet night. One best suited for contemplation, planning, and visions of the future.
Care to pick up where we left off last time?
His smile widens. Light gleams off strong, sharp teeth, lending him a predatory appearance. If you like, I must confess I have rather enjoyed our talks. It is good to have a sounding board to bounce ideas off of.
Agreed. Our talks have been pleasant in an academic sense.
Glad to hear we're on the same page. He takes a drag on the cigarette. I must confess, I sometimes forget how to interact with others. I am by nature a solitary creature. It is good to have a kindred spirit, someone who I can understand on the team. Koshei scuttles forward, mechanical pedipalps weaving. Its motions are as alien and charged with menace as they've ever been. Ractor glances at the machine and it takes a step back. He claps his hands together and rubs them briskly. So, my friend, you had questions for me. Go ahead and ask them, please. I'll answer whatever I can.
Last time we talked, you hinted at Koshei being special in some way. I want to hear the full story.
Yes, I figured that you might. Tell me, have you noticed anything unusual about Koshei in the time that we've worked together? Besides him being a complete badass, best person on the team?
That's my man. My man. Nothing I haven't attributed to clever programming and a slightly unhinged designer.
He chuckles softly. Fair enough, I suppose, fair enough. But there is something that sets Koshei apart from other drones. His behavior is unusual and for good reason.
I'm waiting.
The drone lowers itself, its killing leg splayed. Ractor looks to the drone, his head cocked. He returns his gaze to you. His behavior is not drone-like, and because he is not a drone, at least not in a way that you would understand. He is a prosthesis.
Prosthesis? What is he meant to replace?
He isn't meant to replace anything, but he does contain a portion of me, as surely as your brain sits within your skull. We are, in a way, a singular entity in two bodies, metal and flesh, made one.
Your drone isn't a part of you, it's a machine that you control through your data jack.
And tell me, what is this cyber limb? Is it a part of its owner, or a machine that has been grafted onto a cripple?
Alright, I get your point.
I thought that you might. A cyber limb is physically attached to its owner, yes, but it's the neural attachment that matters. And that is the connection that Koshei and I share. Koshei acts as a home for my primal animal impulses, the id, to use Freud's structural model of the psyche. The analytical portions of my mind, the ego and superego, live on in me. They govern the id and, by extension, Koshei's behavior. When we're on a run and I rig into Koshei, I do not command him to attack. Rather, I loosen my grip on his reins and allow him to kill. He wants to hunt, to dominate, to bathe himself in blood. Reproduction would also be a drive if such a thing were possible.
So if you were killed, Koshei would, what, run amok?
No, my friend, of course not. Koshei is not capable of storing any part of the human mind. He simply doesn't have the capacity for it. If I were to die, he would fall dormant, the same as any other drone. One day, perhaps I will perfect him, and a part of me will live on in his chassis after the meat of my body dies, but for now I am satisfied to live with him as a combined entity. Man and machine joined through a form of neural parabiosis into a single being. A beautiful first step into a post-human future. Pretty sure there's R34 of that. There's R34? I guess I don't get that.
I guess that if I have to know a mad scientist, I'm glad he's on my side.
Well said, my friend, and the feeling is mutual. If I must associate with violent criminals, I suppose I am happy to call them friends.
You said that you sometimes forget how to interact with other people?
Oh, rule 3. Never mind. Okay, we got it. An idiosyncrasy of mine, I suppose. When I get lost in my own head, relating to others becomes difficult. It's nothing personal, just a quirk that I occasionally struggle to hide.
You've been doing a pretty good job of it. You've always been friendly with me.
But when you come down here, we talk about things that are relevant to my interests. That makes it easier. In any case, thank you. Your kindness is appreciated.
Okay, so you've rigged your drone to act as a home to your most destructive impulses. If I gotta ask, why?
As proof of concept primarily, there are other advantages, of course. I shouldn't have to explain the value of a combat drone that wants to kill. Okay.
Tell me why you think we're gonna beat the essence limit. You hinted at it before, but I want to know.
I could do that. I've already shared quite a lot with you, and you haven't run off screaming. A good sign, I should think. He studies your face, peering at you through the gloom. But tell me, Slane, are you certain that you want to know? Some secrets are less pleasant than others. You might prefer to leave this stone unturned.
Say what you have to say.
Very well. There are things that you don't know about me, my friend. Important thing.
What kind of things?
For one, I am not, how to put it, whole.
What do you mean by that?
There was an accident when I was young, a shop accident. I barely survived it. I am very heavily cybered, my friend. You wouldn't know it because I keep my enhancements hidden. Others have found them disturbing in the past.
Disturbing how so?
The enhancements themselves are not the problem. The extent of the damage that they were meant to correct, however, that is a different matter. He uses the edge of his hand to trace a line across his hips. Everything below the mid-pelvis is replacement material. That's where I was sheared in half, you see. It's a miracle that I survived the experience. The blood loss alone should have killed me, but here I am, alive and well. Greatly improved, in point of fact.
You're saying that you're a half machine?
Yes, the loss of so much tissue was traumatic, to be sure, as was the damage to my sense of personal identity, but it isn't so terrible as you might imagine. By every conceivable measure, I have been improved since the time of the accident. I am more than I was before, not less.
You lost half your body. How could that not be terrible?
He taps his temple finger. The doctors installed stimulus generators in my brain when they repaired me. With these, I can mimic the full range of sensations that the human body is capable of producing. Imagine the ramifications of such a thing. The things that you could do, the things that you could experience. The implications for operant conditioning alone are staggering. And so, yes, I lost the entire lower half of my body. The full ramifications of such a loss are obvious. But in return, I have gained so much more. At will, I can goad my brain into producing whatever sensation I wish. I can poke at the wiring of my own consciousness and reroute the the wiring as I see fit.
All right, so you're a half machine. What does this have to do with the essence limit?
Look at me, Shalane. I have a shred of essence left in me, and only barely that. But I suffered none of the ill effects associated with traumatic essence loss.
That is impossible.
I beg to differ. It is most certainly possible, and I am the proof. I am hardly unique. There's others who share my particular psychological quirks, and we will conquer the essence limit, given time. Natural selection will see to it.
These stimulus generators that you've been implanted with, how do they work?
The technology is rather akin to SimSense, but considerably more powerful and flexible. Most SimSense experiences, those found in BTL chips for example, are structured around basic narratives that provide their users with context. But if you strip away the veneer of escapist fantasy, what you have left is an extremely powerful toolkit.
You mentioned operant conditioning before. Have you tried that? Reprogramming yourself?
Oh yes, in my position, wouldn't you? Quite a handing thing to be able to rewire the brain's responses to external stimulus. If you could make nutrient paste taste like seared foie gras, wouldn't you? And the devices have proven equally useful in curbing bad habits. I could be quite impulsive before the accident, but I have since taken steps to dissuade myself from rash action. All that being said, I must be careful not to overstep my bounds. Reprogramming the brain is a risky endeavor, however great the temptation might be.
Have you heard of anyone else who's gotten these implants?
I know of a handful of other recipients. From what I've heard, the others were all driven quite mad. To be under control over the inner workings of one's brain is a tremendous responsibility. Perhaps the others were less well equipped to handle it than I am.
Or maybe they've driven you insane too. Ever considered that possibility?
Of course, considered and rejected. Granted, I could be wrong about that. Perhaps I am mad. But then, what would that say about you and your willingness to associate with me?
So what else have you been keeping from me? I know there's more to the story than this.
There is, my friend, but nothing that I can't wait till tomorrow. You have a lot to process, I'm sure, and I would like the remainder of the evening to myself. But if you come back later, I will finish the tale.
Bye-bye.
All right. Let's see. Let's look in his box. All right. Let's take a look at this vial. Small vial is filled with a clear fluid with a small brownish gray worm floating inertly within. There's no label nor any markings on the cork to indicate what the worm is or why Gaichu has kept it.
Gaichu, do you collect worms?
He grunts, not bothering to look at you. Hemedispa zelanica, the Japanese mountain leech.
Okay, but why keep it?
At this, he turns to face you, and you see that he's grinning wickedly. Have you heard the story of Izanami and Izanagi? I actually have personally heard of it, mainly through my games of Shin Megami Tensei. But of course, Slane knows it because he's smart. You mean the Japanese creation myth? Yes, the same. Most Japanese know Izanami and Izanagi birthed 8 children, each one becoming an island in the archipelago. Far fewer know that these were not the pair's first child, however. The pair's first child was known as Hiruko, the leech child. It was deformed and disgusting, without limbs or bones. As a creature that sucked blood, it was a parasite and served no useful purpose, so they cast it into the sea. Some say that Hiruko became Ibizu, the god of luck and fishermen, but I believe that to be a later confusion. In the oldest tales, Hiruko lurks in the darkness at the edge of civilization, avoided by the kami, but unmolested by them. As the first child of Izanami and Izanagi, he had great power and could destroy any kami that attempted to harm him. Perhaps it is a reflection of my own state, but I like this story. The creature, a disease and disgust that cannot be killed, because it is too powerful, yet is forever condemned to stay in the distance beyond the firelight. A little like myself, no? The ragged plush animal has seen better days. The purple fuzz has been mostly worn away, exposing the fabric underneath, and there are slightly darker spots on both sides of the toy's body, presumably where eyes once were. Before he can even ask a question, Gaichu raises a hand to silence you. His name is Taku-kun. My mother gave him to me. No, I am not ashamed of this.
Hey, this is really cute.
Gaichu's eyes narrow, and he sniffs at you as he tries to determine whether you're making fun of him. There is almost nothing in my life I have to remind me of my family. This is the thing I kept to serve that purpose.
Okay, but why an octopus?
Because I like octopi? He still seems uncertain whether he should be angry or not. An octopus is a clever creature. It knows how to conceal itself, how to open jars, escape from tanks. There are worse things than to be reborn as an octopus. I've always admired them for their talents. No one knows what an octopus is thinking when they look into its eye. They only know that they are being studied just as much as they are studying it. With that, Gaichu reaches out to take the plush toy, placing it gingerly back in the box. All right, Gaichu, tell me what you're working with. In the darkness of the cabin, Gaichu is hunched over a pile of keepsakes. He has unpacked most of the box, and the contents are lying strewn about the floor in a disorganized mess. The ghoul gingerly picks through them, turning each one over in his fingers as he feels their shapes. He addresses you without looking up. Please mind your step, Slane. I fear I have made a mess, and many of my possessions are quite delicate. I would be rather upset if you were to accidentally crush any under your feet. After a moment, he places the one he holds, a small ceramic statue of Daruma, to one side. Lifting his face, he touches his brow and salute. I apologize for the mess.
Why have you got all this out on the floor?
Gaichu gingerly begins collecting his things and arranging them back in the box. I am simply thinking about the chain of events that brought me to Hong Kong. I've been considering our talk about my former unit, about what my plans are with regard to their incessant hunt and need for closure. I began to think that I, too, need closure, an end not only to the hunt, but to our dance around the core issue. One of us must die, that the other might live. As it is, we are locked in stasis.
How do you plan to accomplish that?
That is a question that I have bent my mind to answering since we last spoke. It is not an easy question to answer. My initial thought was to strike it as secure Renraku holding, something valuable enough to draw the attention of the Red Samurai and ensure that Renraku reported that a ghoul was involved in the mission. It turns out that was not necessary. I began searching the Shadowrun BBS for any jobs against Renraku holdings here in Hong Kong. It is surprisingly easy to use the Matrix when you can read postings with your fingers, slower than direct interface, but certainly possible. I also began to offer a reward for information on Red Samurai teams known to be in the city. A modest reward, nothing that would attach too much attention, but enough to keep people interested. Gaichu grins thinly, cradling his chin in one hand. This bore fruit. A Red Samurai team arrived here a short time ago, smaller than normal size.
Sounds like it could be them.
It is definitely them. Excuse me. It is definitely them. My contact described Ishida and Takagawa perfectly, as well as a new heavy gunner, most likely from another disgraced squad. What's more, he described a woman who looked exactly like Sasaki, but with a scar here on her forehead, precisely where I cut her.
Is this going to be a stand-up fight then?
Gaichu Kasuga said, giving a look of confused disdain. Of course not. Why would I be interested in a fight where I did not stack the odds in my favor? I have no intention of allowing them even the slightest chance of victory. I will set up an ambush, spring it, and eliminate them. All of them. I have found a job I am certain that will draw a Red Samurai response. Renraku is moving a prototype drone through Hong Kong on the way to a research facility in Chiba. It is a new design implementing machine learning and pseudo-intelligence. Something that advance would certainly attract a Red Samurai team should someone attempt to steal it. Gaichu is a smart man.
What if another team responds?
That would be impossible. Red Samurai are stationed at research facilities, black laboratories, and other high security areas. Excuse me. Renraku has no such facilities in Hong Kong at the moment, as most of their holdings are of that type are in Taiwan. My forming unit will be the only one close enough to respond to the threat. The Johnson for this run is a Renraku scientist escorting the drone. He wishes to leave Renraku's employ, but is unwilling to risk Reprisal City escape on his own. To put it simply, he wishes to make it look like he was killed during a robbery, hence why he wishes the experimental drone stolen. If there is no body, there will be no investigation into his whereabouts.
So we can kill two birds with one stone.
Precisely. I can rid myself of my pursuers, and he can be free of their yoke. While I owe this man no loyalty, I think I understand the sentiment. Besides, we will be receiving payment for a job.
Let me ask you some questions about the room before I agree.
Very well, what would you like to know?
How do you know it's not a trap?
A fair question, but one with a simple answer. Red Samurai are very risk-averse. Part of our training is to always put our lives on the line in defense of the company. Risking this drone in their quest for vengeance would be unthinkable. Gestures at a stack of chips laying nearby. I did my own digging. The shipping schedules line up perfectly to place the drone in Hong Kong, and Red Samurai would not have authority to fake such records unless ordered by their superiors. As I am the unit's private shame, this would not become a larger corporate matter. There's no profit in killing me for the company, only for the unit.
How do you know the drone would rate a Red Samurai response?
Before I was infected, we escorted and guarded similar projects in the drone division. While I'm unsure whether this one belongs to precisely the same research division, they're close enough to make Red Samurai involvement a certainty, in my opinion. Drone research is one of Renraku's main advantages over larger mega corporations. Ares controls military hardware, Seder has their heavy industry, but Renraku is the foremost drone development company in the world. No one even comes close. They will deploy Red Samurai to protect that advantage. Rely on it.
Are you certain you can take them all in yourself?
He runs a head over his bald head. A hand over his bald head. I was hoping he would help me, you and the rest of the team. I may be able to kill them all by myself. It is possible, but as I said before, I intend to give myself every possible advantage. That includes you, Wu, Gobbet, and the rest of the team. More guns means a higher chance of victory, and that's the proper way to lay a trap.
All right. Sounds good to me. When do we leave?
As soon as you're ready, I'll message Mr. Johnson and let him know that we are prepared to fake his murder and be ready for our arrival. I suggest you prepare as well. The Red Samurai are excellent combatants, not to be taken lightly. Alright, so we have his personal mission ready to go. Alright, let's, yeah, sure, let's go to bed. As you pass in front of the walled city, something takes hold of your chest and, oh. I think, yeah, we had that before. Okay, yep. Duncan. You find Wu sitting on the bed, staring at the floor when you come into his cabin. He rubs his head up and back, occasionally stopping to softly bounce his palm against his forehead. When he notices you, he closes his eyes and shakes his head. Not in the mood to talk right now. Gotta wrap my brain around this Edward saying thing.
Tough finding out Raymond isn't who he thought he was.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was thinking. 16 years. Lived with him for 16 years and never knew the man. 16 motherfucking years. I just gotta think. Work through this. Okay, easy enough. Thanks for saving me a little bit more time. Isabel, anything you want to talk about? She's jacked into the octopus. You and Gaichu should have a talk about octopuses, actually. Or octopi. The computer's large display flickers light just as it did last time. Isabel's avatar fills the screen. This isn't helping. The avatar frowns down on you, a look of supreme disillusionment on his face. I'm decking, I'm in my safe space, and it doesn't help. The memories are just as painful here as they are in the real world.
Your memories are a part of you. Decking doesn't make you leave that behind.
No, I guess that it doesn't. It freaking fucking should, though. I can't handle not having a way to escape from this.
So what are you going to do about it?
I don't know, okay? I just don't. You know what? Hang on. The avatar ranks up the screen and the terminal powers down. Isabel's body shudders. A familiar tremor. Her consciousness is floating back out of the matrix and into her meat. Her eyes flutter, and she takes a sharp breath. Slowly, shakily, she rises from her perch on the floor. You're here with more questions, right? She coughs into the crook of her arm, wipes her nose with her sleeve. I'm sure that you are. Why else would you be bothering me? So spit them out, and I'll go digging around that cesspit I call a memory. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a clue.
Calm down, Iz. We're on the same side here.
She takes a deep breath and makes a visible effort to calm herself. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. This isn't the person I want to be. I'll be okay. I can handle this. Just ask me your questions, okay? Let's just this ball rolling.
What do you think about that last run?
I have to admit I had a lot more fun in Repulse Bay than I thought I would. Parties aren't really my thing, and I'd rather be slicing ice than cake. But how many people can say they went on a run to blackmail a rich guy and ended up fighting his vampire mistress? Nobody on Channel End would believe me if I told them the story. Not even a little. I don't get why Shang hired Shadowrunners, though. There are a dozen better ways to blackmail Ma. Get a Decker to plant evidence of embezzling, try to crash his sets and intimidate his crew, burn down a soundstage or two. The way I figure it, he wanted to hire us because he's friends with Ma. It's a messed up friendship, but it's there. I can't say as I understand why you'd want to teach a vampire to be a better killer, but okay. I mean, I understand the whole friends and Lopez's angle, but we're talking about a vampire. They're dangerous. They kill people for food. I just hope it doesn't come to bite us in the ass. Anything else you want to know? Walled City.
Gobbett said that you didn't want her to guide your parents out of the walled city, that you wanted them left behind.
Yes, but not for anything that they've done. My parents were good people. They fled Somalia to try to find a better life for their children. It wasn't their fault that they wound up in the walled city. I wanted them left behind for me.
You want to talk about it?
Not particularly, but I get the feeling that you'll look at me differently until I do, so I will. I wanted them left behind because of this. I knew what I was going to have done. I planned it well in advance. After I got out, I was going to find someone who could make my childhood go away. How would that have stuck if my parents were around? If I had a living reminder right there next to me? It wouldn't have. So they had to stay.
You did what you had to do.
Yeah, I did. Besides, I was sure they'd be fine. They were my parents, grown-ups. They'd be all right. Before you ask, I checked. They're gone now. I can't go riding to their rescue. I made a decision when I was a kid, and it felt like the right one at the time, but now I have to live with it.
Such is life.
It wasn't always. Until very recently, I can remember any of this. Let's change the subject, okay? Anything else would be fine.
Gaba told me about your escape from the walled city, just like you said she would.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Why are you telling me about it?
Because the answer she gave me raised more questions.
And you want me to answer them for you? Alright, Slane, maybe I can satisfy your curiosity. The walled city was a hellhole, you already know that, but for all its failings, it was a good teacher. It taught me to hide, to stay small and unnoticed and insulated, to survive. It taught me that the fish on the perimeter of the school get eaten, that sticking your neck out is a fool's errand, and that even fools can have their uses. It also taught me to recognize a stronger person when I met one, and how to use that strength for my own benefit. So when I met Gobbet, I knew that she had something I didn't.
Confidence?
Sure, that and her connection to Rat. Everything about her, really. We were different people then, still are now. Differences were even more pronounced when we were kids.
I find that hard to believe. You two are nothing alike.
You're both Shadowrunners. That's something. When you look at me now, you're seeing an Isabel who's had years outside the walled city to fix herself, to adjust. I didn't have a lot of social skills when I was a kid. Living in survival mode, being in fight or flight all the time, had an impact. I think that's why Gobbet was fascinated with me, how serious I was. She's nothing like that. Gobbet was playful and carefree. She could hold her own in the scrape, but she mostly saw life as a game. And as for me, well, I knew that it wasn't. Well, I saw an advantage in cultivating a friendship with Gobbet, so I tried my hardest to make that happen. I couldn't have been more than 9 or 10 at the time, but I saw her for what she could be.
And what was that?
My own personal road out of the walled city. A path to freedom disguised as a little girl with dreadlocks, and as it turns out, I was right. She pauses, her eyes flit to the ground, and she tightens her hands into fists.
What?
They're trying to do something up there.
No, but if you actually like climb on it, it's gonna.
No, I probably shouldn't turn it over there. They might scare some people. Jenna's on a ladder and Tex is helping her. It's kind of funny.
I need to get them.
Sorry, I'm distracted. Anyway, so ever since I unlocked these damn memories, I can't go 10 minutes without thinking about what might have happened if I hadn't followed Gobbet out of that place. It's like a vicious cycle running over and over in my head. I hate it, but it won't stop. I feel guilty.
You needed help and you took it. That's nothing to be ashamed of.
Gives me another reason to feel grateful to her, I guess. That's something. I've always known that I owe Gobbet, but now I remember how much and why. Anyway, that's my side of the story. I hope that satisfied your curiosity. Now let's move on.
Why did you have your memories locked away?
Why do you think? They were awful and traumatic. I'm not talking about personal trauma here. I was fortunate enough to avoid the fates of many of my peers. I didn't get pressed into service in a brothel. The Oregon Lakers didn't get me. I only had to watch one of my siblings die. So yeah, it could have been worse, but that doesn't make an early life in the walled city any easier to bear.
Hang on, you watched one of your siblings die?
Yeah, my older brother, Cabdal, heroin overdose. He was 19, almost the same age that I am now.
There are worse ways to go than ODing. Take comfort in that.
Oh, I do, believe me. Cabdal got out easy compared to a lot of people who died in the walled city. At that time, I almost envied him. There's no violence. He wasn't taken by Oregon Lakers or gunned down by the Triads. He didn't get eaten by devil rats or die gasping from Vetus. He just put a spike in his arm, depressed the plunger, and stopped breathing.
You could have done the same, but you didn't. You were stronger than that.
I survived. I don't know if it's something to feel proud of. It's just what I did. I don't think any less of Cabdal for doing what he did. I don't even know if he did that on purpose, but his death was a lesson, and I did my best to learn from it. Everything that happened in my childhood was that. A lesson in disguise. Lessons about impermanence, the random cruelty of life. Lessons about what a huge mistake it is to get attached and how to prioritize your own survival no matter what.
I learned some of those same lessons when I was a kid.
I know. We all carry the same scars. You and me and Gunshow and Gobbet. Some run bigger and deeper than others, but we all got them. I don't want mine anymore. And that's enough of that. Ask me something else, Slane. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
All right, then let's just go. Bye.
Hey, Gobbet, any more lessons? As you enter Gobbet's cabin, two things grab your attention. First is Gobbet herself. She looks exhausted, bleary-eyed. The easy smile that you come to associate with her is nowhere to be seen. The second is what she's doing. Gobbet appears to be in the middle of a valiant effort to stuff a whole rusted duck into a saucepan half its size. The bird's rubbery neck flops from side to side with every heave of her shoulders. She looks up from the saucepan, blinking. A corner of her mouth twitches upward, but the half smile falls away almost immediately. Oh, hey, Seattle. Caught me at a bad time. I was just making dinner.
I've been watching the struggle. Looks like the duck is winning.
Huh? She blinks down at the duck and her mouth dips into a frown. Oh, it isn't winning. It's just being stubborn. I'll make it fit, don't you worry. She gives the bird another heave. Something gives way with an audible crunch. This be easier with a bigger pot. I have to wash it first, though. She glances down at the piles of dirty clothes and assorted detritus on the floor of her cabin, frowning. And to do that, I'd have to find it. Anyway, you want something? I'm up to my elbows in mallard.
You feeling okay? You don't look well.
Ugh. She rubs the bridge of her nose with a pair of greasy fingers, leaving smudges of duck fat behind. It's weird. Ever since our last lesson, I felt, I don't know, preoccupied with the sinking ship. I don't really do the whole haunted by the demons of my past thing. I mean, that's fine for some people, but I'm allergic to trauma. Generally, when thoughts of the past get me down, I remind myself that it doesn't matter. Lop it off and go have a snack. But this, I don't know, it's weird. Ever since our last lesson, I haven't been able to get the sinking ship out of my mind. She looks down at the pot full of mangled duck on the counter and closes her eyes. I guess I'm just worried about Cat and Mal, which is weird because why would I be? I mean, I haven't spoken to them in years. Hell, if anything, they should be worried about me. I'm the one who gets shot at for a living.
Maybe we should go check it out. Sinking ship isn't far, is it?
No, I don't want to do that, at least not without a good reason. It'd be awkward, and I'm sure that's nothing anyways. Actually, check that. I know what it is. It's my own personal vision of the same thing that we're all feeling. The psychic sewage that's being dredged up in all of us by whatever's happening in the Wild City. I'm sure you've had some flashes of memory from the Barrens in your bad dreams, right? Images from your past come back to haunt you, but you aren't going to drop everything and go running back there because that'd be dumb. So tell me, why should I?
Because the shipping stick is like 15 minutes from here. I can frickin' see it from our deck. Couldn't hurt to check.
Look, I don't want to go back there if I don't have to. If thinking about the place is enough to mess with me like this, I don't want to know what being there will do, but I'll tell you what. I'll drop Malvina a line just to check in, make sure this is a me problem and not a them problem, and if there is something going on, I promise you, you will be the first to know.
All right, Gobbet, that's the way you want to play it.
It is. Now, is there anything else you wanted, or can I get back to my duck?
Thanks, Gobbet. Bye.
Yeah, sure. In Seattle, everything will be fine. You'll see. If there is anything happening on the sinking ship, you and Iz will be the first to know, I promise. I better be the first to know. You promised me I would be first. I am better friend than Iz. Even though I haven't taken you on a single run yet. It's fine. All right, so Raptor, I don't believe is going to attach the gun to Koshé, so we're going to just sell that sucker. Oh. Hello? Oh, I'll bet you 10 million something's up on the sinking ship. Abby scent buffets your senses. The scent of pure, unadulterated buck. Woody, musky, dusty. The light herbal incense from before seems like an afterthought in the wake of the paper smell. Looking around, you see the shopkeeper has abandoned her earlier feeble attempts at organizing the texts. Several of the towers of books are now reduced to piles on the ground. A piece of paper caught somehow in the ceiling rafter rustles gently above you.
Crafty, you in?
You hear her shuffling a paper, and an arm rolls out from under a pile of blankets and books. Crafty raises her head, a notebook spread on top of it. The book topples to the floor. Oh, hey. Crafty clears her throat with a cough and stumbles out of her pile. Sorry for the mess. I was up all night reading, or rather, up every night reading.
You look dog tired. Feeling all right?
She lets out a single sharp laugh. I've been better, if that's what you mean. Going through these notebooks have been hard, not just because of the sheer amount of information, it's been a nostalgic trip, too.
Why don't you take a break?
No way, I've dug myself too deep to back out now, and I don't say that as a bad thing. I've made progress, I'm proud of it. The sooner I can figure out these dreams, the sooner I can rest. And trust me, Slane, I'll make up for it in spades and naps.
If that's your plan, remember to pace yourself. You won't get anything done if you become sick.
You make a good point. I appreciate the advice, but don't worry, it's not a total slog. These journals are just as exciting as they are laborious.
So what's the latest?
The latest? She walks over to a glass table and starts tossing books off it. As she digs through them, you realize the table's not actually a table, but a glass display case full of dried medicinal ingredients. Crafty withdraws a notebook from the pile, its binding unraveling, its pages holding on for dear life. Here we go, this one's loaded.
The suspense is killing me.
Got a couple of big finds. Mom's notes are a mess, so I boiled them down to the most important information. An exorcism and the Yama Kings. Where do you want to start?
Exorcism.
Do 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 do. Uh-oh, I'm gonna get Twitch copyrighted. She flips through the notebook and, after locating the right page, lays the book on the counter. Her index finger glides across the notes as she summarizes contents. On one of Mom's trips to Walled City, she decided to check out an archway, an old crumbling relic that residents believe to be haunted. Mom wasn't sure about the hauntings, but upon entering the area, she immediately felt that it was a place of concentrated chi.
I know someone who's mentioned that same arch. She's from the Walled City.
Crafty looks up from the notebook. I believe that. It's a fairly prominent landmark. It seems that most people from the Walled City would at least have heard of it, if not seen it. What'd she say?
Nothing good.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. At least from what my mother wrote, it was a seriously bad place.
Go on.
The chi wasn't like your standard run-of-the-mill energy. Even for the Walled City, this chi was exceptionally dark, and it all seemed to gravitate towards the art. So she did what any cook of her magic brand would try, a Taoist exorcism.
Did something explode?
You could say that. The exorcism failed and something happened to her. She broke. My mother had entered the city strong, confident, and capable, but when she left that day, it's hard to explain. It's as if the experience left her vulnerable to those base horrors within the Walled City. She grew paranoid and became frail of mind and body, a mere shadow of her former self. It's as if she witnessed something and it changed her. She became more obsessed than ever, and that's how I remember her now, as that broken woman. I'm not sure how this fits into our investigation, but if that sort of malevolence is coursing through the Walled City, it's no wonder the people who live there experience such terrible dreams.
Tell me about Yama.
She turns to a page marked with a red sticky note. She looks up to you. Tell me, how much do you know about the Yama Kings? Where's my academia etiquette? Come on now. I guess the closest is this. I've run across stories about them in my own research. Personally, I had only heard about the Yama Kings in fables and myths, things to scare children to sleep, to inspire awe. As you can guess, intimate knowledge about imaginary beings is largely non-existent, and here, we found the demons of the Walled City. Through my mother's excursions into the slum, she came to learn that its residents had their own unique Yama Kings, different from the traditional ones. The people there are segregated from the rest of Hong Kong. Over the time, they came to believe that their home was possessed by local demons. Makes sense considering the place is penchant for crime and disaster.
Do their Yama Kings have names?
There are three that my mom knew of. Lan Wei, Fu Meng, and Kunya. Each Yama King is associated with the negative energy on which they feed. Lan Wei feeds from cowards, Fu Meng from guilty, and Kuyan, slaves. Fortunately, my mother's handwriting declined with her sanity. She has a lot of details in here about these local Yama Kings, but I can only make out bits and parts. There's a list, something here about rules, maybe laws of some sort. The thing that stood out to me is here. It's about the propriety surrounding ownership in deals, exchanges, negotiations, luncheons? No, that last part can't be right. Anyways, it says the Yama Kings, under rules or laws, must adhere to the terms of a deal. And there's something else, but... no, sorry, you can't read anything past that. You know, it's strange to me that Mom found these mystical beings significant enough to mention in her documents. It makes me wonder if she thought they were real or connected to the curse that she believed in. With a thump, Crafty closes the notebook. She casually tosses it back onto the display case. It's not the best lead, but I think that's a step in the right direction. Oh, wait, I'm not done. Back so soon? Tell me what you need.
So I'm thinking you'd send me a copy of those notes.
Already a step ahead of you. I just finished digitally transcribing the information, and I'll send it your way as soon as I find my terminal.
Thanks, Crafty. Let me see what you got.
Do you have any new stuff, basically? No. Okay. All right. So what I think I'm actually going to do, I think, let's see. I'm going to try this. Buy that. Then I want to sell that. And then let me see this. Does this, yay! So that does count. So, okay. So what I did was I got the, so this item, I had been looking at it for a while. It increases our willpower and spellcasting by 1. So we don't need to put as many points into spellcasting now if we're just trying to meet these requirements. So that requires 7. So we need to put 1 in that. That also requires 7. So let's see. I'm just trying to see what else I can get. I mean, that seems good. Aim 3. Decreases armor by 3. Punch 6 will hit, restores 1 AP. Ooh. Yeah, I think I'll definitely take that. I mean, yeah, basically if it hits, then I get a free AP back. And it has a cooldown of 1, so I can do it once per turn. That's amazing. Also, there's no time limit on that. That says for 3 rounds. Yeah. Why would I don't see why I would ever want this one. Let's see. And I think most of these are the lesser versions. So, okay. All right. I have a little bit more money, but I think I just want to get that, and I'll save up for some of these other ones later. Okay. I have room for 2 more spells. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. So let's head to Chen and see what I can buy from them. The area behind Shen's table is even more cluttered than usual. Many of the glass cages have been pulled out of their neatly arranged stacks, lying about the floor of the boat like miniature reptilian landmines. Shen is busy checking each cage, marking the contents on a comlink. Be with a second, just seeing if an order is complete. Ball python check, Asian keelback check, Mexican vine check, Indian egg-eating snakes, there too. Good, alright, looks like everything's here. Right then, what can I do for you?
Thought you didn't sell your animals.
I don't, especially not the venomous ones, but this is different. I'm brokering a deal between a reptile wholesaler and a friend of mine who needs a lot of snakes for his next trig production. You ever heard of a man by the name of Dr. Shen Yang?
Sure.
Shen blinks, obviously surprised by this news. Well, how about that? I knew that dirty little dwarf got around, but didn't think he'd hire freelancers to handle something I could. You must be familiar with what a weird little bastard he is then. So these snakes are for his next Trid movie. I think he's calling it Martian Snake Witches of the Fourth Reich. Some terrible science fiction movie about time-traveling wizards from the future. God knows where he gets the funding for these ideas. They sure don't sell for crap. This one time, he wanted to make a Trid show starring me, White Ming, and the rest of our crew. It's going to be about daily life in a triad, but he wanted to make it a sitcom. I don't really know what's so comedic about extortion, racketeering, and assault, but that's his strange little brain for you. Alright, what weapons you got? I'm debating whether it increased, so that would be 5 damage, but that would be so much for just getting the key casting. Is there anything in key casting that is interesting? I mean, no. If there's any passive stuff, but that's 4, ugh. Oh, that's 6? Ugh. I was hoping there would be other passives, but oh well. Oh, that's 5, dang it. This is 2, though. Oh, no, we'll see. Alright, so right now I have how much money? I have a little bit. So that's up to 6 and 6, so I just need to get it up to where they're both 7s, and then we should be set. So I'll go ahead and just get the willpower up, and then after they're both 7s, then I think we don't need to do anything anymore. Ah, so close. So, you know what I want to do? Let's go complete Gaichu's mission. That shouldn't be a long one. All we have to do is take out that red samurai team. Hopefully you all are up for that as well. And if not, you can catch up later. Alright. Let's do this one. Alright, so we have to take Gaichu, of course. And then, of course, yeah. I mean, there's no reason not to take anyone else at this point. Alright, let's do it. Hey, awesome. Hope other folks are enjoying this as well. Yeah, there's going to be a point where there's not going to be very much more, like, NPC stuff, because they're going to start repeating themselves like the Go players. So it's just going to be like, we do a run, we get paid, we go out again. So it'll kind of pick up the pace. All right, so Tolo Harbor Industrial Complex is a sprawling maze of warehouses, auto fabrication facilities, shipping container mazes, and corporate power. If something corporate-owned is shipped through Hong Kong, it invariably moves through these streets. The Morocco shipping facility lies far enough away from the heart of Tolo Harbor that you don't have to worry about corporate security other than the on-site guards, and Morocco's extraterritoriality means that any fighting won't risk backup from rent-a-cops. All right, let's do it. As you exit the MTR and step onto the Tolo Harbor streets, you're blessedly spared from rain. An ebb in the constant monsoon combined with the sweltering heat has left the concrete and your body blessedly free of moisture. Gaichu casts a glance at you and nods in satisfaction. This is the facility. Past that fence is the warehouse and Tesla laboratories. Ishida and his team should arrive mere minutes after you breach their defenses.
Shouldn't we try that? Sounds good to me. What kind of initial opposition will we face?
Well, the Red Samurai provide a good backup team. There are too few of them to mount a standing guard. That means we'll be facing standard Rinraku security forces. Jenna's breaking things. This means we'll be facing standard Rinraku security forces. While they're not as potent as better equipped security, Knight Errant for instance, they are still skilled at combatants. Isabel puts a fist on one hip, looking up at Gaichu. So these guys aren't as potent in meat space as their Matrix counterparts? Securitech International is nothing to scoff at. They're generally guarding pretty heavy-duty hosts. No, they're not as well equipped or trained as their Securitech brethren. Still, they carry a variety of assault weapons and wear heavy armor. They are above average opponents, so it would behoove you not to underestimate them. Okay, well. Let's see. I guess we gotta go that way. Gaichu must survive. Understood. Actually, before we just waltz in there, is there anything else around the area? Ooh, medical supplies. We'll need to get those. Oh, what? Oh, there's guys over there. I'm just double checking if there's anything else that we could use before we do anything. Okay. Looks like not. Let's zoom out a bit, see what we're working with. Okay, so... Oh, this looks like such a field. Alright, we got... Ooh, gosh, these guys are a little bit tougher than normal. Hostile spotted, I agree. But we got these barrels. I hope I can get a little bit closer. Alright, and that's probably about as close as I'm gonna get, so let's do it. Alright. Yeah. And then let's go ahead and fire a firebolt at that. What? Oh, next turn I will get a Foki. Okay, well, it's a good thing I didn't stand out in the open. Okay. Ooh, what's that? Coup de grace? Ooh, plus 100% damage, or 100 damage, 10%. It only hits stun targets. So, yep. Let's go into metal. And let's do that. And we'll get behind this. Okay, Isabel will crouch behind that. Let me see, is there another barrel that they're by? I don't know if it'll affect them though. Okay, well, let's go ahead and light up the mage. Sweet. Alright. Koshe unleashed. Ractor overclock by 2. Alright, let's get Koshe out in front. So hopefully he'll take some hits. Let's see. So he still has 2. Meaning I could do this. I don't... Yeah, I know he has quite a bit of hit points left. So let's see about a headshot here. Sweet. And then a regular shot should do it. Just... Okay, just... Yeah. You know, I almost feel Koshe is easy mode. Wow, what a hit. Okay, well, let's see. Let's get him in there first. Okay, let's aim for that. Sweet. So he's got that going. Let's get the captain. I think he's going to be our next most dangerous target. All right, let's get... Okay. Gaichu, let's go ahead and... Yeah, hopefully we can force the guard out of cover this way. Oof, that's fine. Alright, alright, let's see. 62. Let's see if we can get... Yeah, he's not going to die in the first hit, so let's see if we can reduce AP. Sweet. And then fire again. Alright, let's see. Dang, I need to get a more powerful... Yeah, that's like not doing anything anymore. Let's see. Let's get him some accuracy. Let's get... Yeah, I don't know what else I want to do, so I will actually go ahead and do this on him. Armor broken. That's a really insane ability, I feel like. Oof. Why are you firing at me all the way over there? There's this guy right here who will end you. Okay, let's see. Yeah, let's see if we can do that. Sweet. All right, what do you got? Dear Mother of Lords, this Koshe is just the freaking best. Alright, so let's heal my wounds. And then we'll get behind more substantial cover, I believe. Oh gosh, I hate how sometimes this happens. Alright, there. Alright, so let's go ahead and mark. And then put 2 bullets in his head. One's good enough. Oof. Ow. Dang it. Wow. I'm surprised I did not completely black out from that. Let's see, so that's 85 to 88. Let's just do that. And then let's aim and do that here. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and... Oof, good job, Guy Chu. Alright, unfortunately, because I don't think I can do this, because Koshe is missing too many AP. They found his only weakness. So I'll go ahead and repair him with this. Running away, eh? Gaichu, you want to finish it? I think this is the last guy left. Yep, cool. And then we get all healed up, nice and proper. I mean, it wasn't his fault. They just found his one weakness. Let's go ahead and put that in stash. Actually, wait a second. No, I might need both of these, so... I just need to remember I actually have drugs I can use. Oh, maintenance panel. Well, Isabel, let's open this jar of pickles. Amateur security, strictly amateur. Alright. Your scrambling brain springs to life, and you're suddenly viewing what must be the interior of the facility. Two Ramraku security officers are clustered around a wall panel that appears to be malfunctioning. This thing's been giving me trouble all week. The gas pressure control circuit's running 50... Whoops, sorry. Didn't mean to elbow the mic. 55 amps running at 100,000 volts. Anytime there's a glitch in the system, it shorts out. Don't know what to tell you. I ain't a mechanic. Ractor, want to blow up this jar of pickles? No problem. Give me one moment, and there we have it. Panel explodes in a shower of pressurized gas and sparks, searing armor and burning exposed flesh. I think that's all we can do. Alright. Get a little bit of something going. Who else will we be fighting out here? I don't know what it's trying to say. Alright, let's see if we can get Isabel to mark this one. And then we can have him in his heaven stance, hopefully break him. Yeah, oh well. Reactor, do your one job. Support Koshe. Alright, Koshe. Do what you do best.
Okay, if you want to do something, what you could do is you could.
Alright, let's go ahead and... I don't want to use those yet. Let's go ahead and see if we can crit this guy. Dead. Let's see if we can get that aim chance a little bit higher, though. Oh my gosh. Fine. Can we at least cripple him so he doesn't do anything silly? There we go. Wow. Kind of impressed. Is there another enemy somewhere? It said there were 3. First I'll let Isabel try to mark. Alright, armor is broken. Let's go ahead and cast that. Let's do aim on... Oh. I don't think I need to give the camera extra aim. Alright, so let's go slicey. I don't know where the other guys are, though. Oh, in there. Whoops. Alright, well, we'll get Koshe close enough to there to get ready. Alright, and then we don't want everyone grouped up, so we'll go there. Oof. Sweet. Okay, so let's say probably not affecting the mage, but we can probably get him. And let's give Gaichu's already got aim. Isabel, let's give you some aim. And then let's also heal Ractor. Okay, cool. Okay, well then, let's see. Actually, before we do that, let's get... All right. And so low percentages, but okay. Let's see what we can do with this. All right, and then yeah, let's go ahead and try to cap. That's decent enough. All right, let's go metal stance, and then yeah, you're gonna be out in the open for a bit, and there might be more coming. So, Boo. Alright, let's go ahead and keep on aiming at the mage. Good shot. It's not going to help you much. Oof. They are really wanting to just take them down. Alright, armor broke. Let's go ahead and... Strike the anvil. Let's see this. Let's see this. Alright. Let's see if we can mark the target. And 13 hit points. Sweet. Good job, Isabel. Alright, and then Koshe, go ahead and do your thing. Hopefully... Oh, wow. I'm surprised you have such a low chance to hit. Wow. Okay. I mean, to be honest, though, we are in Gaichu's forte. I think he is the last one, though, to be honest. So let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay, good. All right. That could have been worse. Could have been worse. All right. Let's see. Before we open the door, I just want to scout. See if there's any other quarantine terminal vent elevator. So all right, let's go ahead and just open this door. Oh gosh. Okay, let's not talk to you yet. I have a feeling you're the person we're supposed to get. Renraku Navios 614, connecting you with your dreams. Gaichu, what is this? Gaichu runs his fingers over the terminal for a few seconds. This is the control panel for the quarantine room beyond it. Standard designs across most Renraku facilities. Parazoologists use it to study the responses of paranormal animals to external stimuli. Interesting. Raktor peers into the room beyond, eyes twinkling with curiosity. What kind of stimulus do they expose the creatures to? What is the purpose of their tests? The animals are exposed to high voltage current, open flame, toxic gases, etc. The primary purpose of these experiments is to identify the best specimens and reserve them for breeding. Those that are sufficient stock survive, the rest do not. Such survivors make excellent guard animals once cybernetically controlled. Alright, Koshe, I think you got a mission for your drone. Seriously, what would we be doing? What would life be without Koshe? I don't want to know the answer to that question. It was a hypothetical. Miserable indeed. Okay. Medical supplies. Maybe another advanced medikit? Yeah. Alright. Golly, I guess I'll take that. I'll just put it in the stash for now and know that I'll be able to use it for later. I never like them. It's like I don't know when I'm going to get hurt. I don't want to try to predict regenerating future wounds, as it were. Okay, well, let's talk to our person. As you barge into the office, a lone scientist within leaps back to cover against the desk he was working at. Don't hurt me, please! A split second later, the scientist stands up upright. His expression of profound shock spreads across his face, and he takes an involuntary half-step towards Gaichu. Wait, it's you! Saru! The man's amazement is apparent in his voice, which barely rises as a whisper. Renraku management said you were dead, but I knew they were lying. But I didn't expect that you would be the one to answer my request. This is a good omen, my friend. Gaichu in return seems just as surprised as the Renraku employee. Indeed, you were lied to. The shame the Red Samurai suffered due to their inability to kill me is undoubtedly something they wish to hide. I am glad to see that you are well, but I am no longer Saru. That codename is long gone. I am now Gaichu.
You know this man, Gaichu?
Yes, his name is Tenjiro Sasaki, a senior researcher, and he has served Renraku for more than a decade. Gaichu smiles faintly and waves a hand towards him. Do you recall how I said I guarded similar facilities? They were usually in service of protecting Tenjiro's projects. Tenjiro is slowly relaxing, although the tremors in his hands indicate that adrenaline is still thick in his blood. It's true, and believe me, I can help you with what you're here for.
Not quite. We're here for a few reasons.
Tenjiro scowls. Your fixer got the job because I've arranged this. Why do you think it was so easy to get here? You're not here just for the drone, but to fake someone's death. My death. If a group of heavily armed Shadowrunners break in here, it's completely believable that I would be killed in the process. As of now, I suppress the alarms. I can undo that, and once I've reached a safe distance, I will. The samurai will arrive just a moment too late to save the research and me.
So we've already helped you. What can you do for us?
The Red Samurai team will rush to this building as soon as the alarms are released. I'll give you the code I wrote into my Overwatch program. Just use it on one of the security mainframes when you are ready. You'll have time to set up any ambush you like. Crailing his chin in one hand, Gaichu's eyes narrow. Typically, we would send the main force in through the front, leaving one team member aside to flank the opposition. It'd be advantageous for us to isolate one of them and pick them off before the main force engages us. Taiju snaps his fingers suddenly, looking at Gaichu. You can use the quarantine room. It can be programmed to destroy contaminants or apply lethal amounts of electricity. Regardless of which you pick, it should certainly kill anyone attempting to pass through it. Yes, that could work. Gaichu nods to you, his expression bright. If we were to make the quarantine room look like the point of ingress, they would send at least one of their team in there while the main squad utilized standard routes, namely, entering through the front door. Slain, we should let Tenjiro go. He has given us more than enough to accomplish the task at hand, and he is a friend of sorts. I would be sorry if any harm came to him. Why would we want to kill him? I seriously, killing him would be just so jerky. Are we worried that he would tell? Maybe we're worried that he'll reveal stuff. Anyways.
Okay, get out of here, Tenjiro.
Tenjiro bows low. Thank you. You have no idea what it's been like living under Renraku's thumb. You're giving me the chance to start again, hopefully with a better life. And you, as he says as he turns to face Gaichu, it's because of you that I found the strength to leave Renraku. That they couldn't find or kill you was a sign that I could escape as well. I admired your tenacity, your drive. Thank you, Tenjiro. This means more to me than I think you know. Gaichu points towards the door. Go! They'll be coming for us soon enough. I want you to be well out of here when they arrive. Nodding, Tenjiro points towards the door. Alright, so let's take that. And let's do this. Isabel? So we did upgrade her with higher speed. So I don't... What is this? So I have to get over there? So that's going in a square. So it's that spot right there. Okay, that's the first part done. These guys have quite a bit of HP. Alright, so let's go this way first. Huh. I think I want to see what's in here first, though. I'll wait until this guy slips, then we go in there. Deliver barrels to basement. Don't know what that does, but okay. Let's move. Oh, dang it. Oh well. Okay, yeah, we'll just go out. Okay. So I think this is a safe spot over here. We'll wait for them to do their circuit again. I think we'll need to wait one more time based on how slow that guy's going, how fast those guys are going. Maybe one more. No, I think we're good. Okay. So, all right. Whew. All right, data store. All right, so let's see what you got. Okay, yeah, I was starting to forget stuff there. Okay, so it is this. Hey, there we go. All right, data store, gimme. Elevator door, gimme. And let's get out of here. If we bait the quarantine room, one of the team members will move through it to flank us. Since Tanjiro's program gives us access to the comm channels, we can choose who to draw in. The other three will enter through the front door. I can bait the quarantine room to draw in one of the samurai. They will split up, but they won't deviate from their standard protocol very much. The remaining three will remain together. We have three choices. We can bring in Sensaki and eliminate her magical support. We could draw in Takagawa to cut down long-range sniper fire, or we could draw in whoever the heavy gunner replacement is. We can draw in one, however.
Why not the leader, the captain?
No, I need to face this Shida myself. This is a reckoning that has been years in coming. Besides, the commander will never separate from the majority of the squad unless there is no other choice. Okay, I think let's... We've dealt with mages before. That shouldn't be a problem. I kinda... Yeah, let's take out the heavy because I don't want someone with machine gun firing everywhere, so... Alright. Okay, I just want to make sure. Are we all at pretty much full hit points? Yeah, okay. Alright, let's signal.
All right, Gaichu, your friends are inbound.
Gaichu licks his lips in anticipation. Now they will learn what it is to face me in true combat. No more running, no more hiding. Tonight, we end this for good. Let's see. I mean, that's obvious cover. Yeah, I think I'll set up there. Gaichu will be in the heavy spot there. Let's see. I have a couple rounds to decide. I'm in Dragonlane Heavy. Yeah, I think I'd rather do that, just so that my spells have a little extra oomph. Alright, so you go over here. Ractor. Just... yeah. You need to just not be around. Oh, whoops. Yeah, and of course, Koche. Let's get you front and center-ish. Alright, so let's aim bot Gaichu. I'm okay with that. Aim bot myself. Okay. Let's get that going. Well, that. Yeah, I think I'm done with that. You're good. It's only for one round, so you don't need to do anything. Oh wait, yeah, there is overwatching. So whenever they come in, we could surprise them. Actually, before we do that though, Heaven Stance, do more damage. Bye-bye. Okay, so let's strip armor. We'll let... Oof. Dang it. I didn't mean for him to get off his spot. Let's go ahead and toss a shuriken. Oof. No, we don't want that. Oh, wait. Oh, Takagawa's in there. Okay, well, we'll deal with that as it comes to. Okay, does Koche have a shot? Yeah, he does. All right, we'll just do 1, 2. Actually, then, Ractor, you want to give Koche an extra pump? All right, let's make sure to do headshot. Well, all right, mage is down. Oof. Still nothing on them, but okay, I'll go ahead and then let's heal up Gaichu. All right, Gaichu, we're gonna leave you to it. Good luck. Oh, actually, okay. We'll do this because it is... we'll at least make it easier. But yeah, we won't interfere with your one-on-one combat. Go for it. Sweet. Okay, Gaichu, just yeah, we'll bring him back there. Takagawa. And then before we do anything else, Isabel, go ahead and mark that goober head. And let's, well, actually, before I do that, let's give you some aim capabilities. Sweet. All right. Let's take him down. Oh, sweetness. I mean, I didn't mean to do, you know, a lot of damage to your target. Is coincidental. Oh my gosh. That... Koshé, what do you got to say about that? I mean, that was a pretty bong-ass hit there. Aim it. Well, that's that. All right, it's a Gaichu, you and Ishida. Wow. So this is the best of the best of the best in your Japanese army group? Just saying. Gaichu, you kind of talked them up like they were legends, that you all were gods. Anyways, let's go ahead and chat them up. Ishida lies on a cold tile, gasping for breath. His armor is rent and tattered, but his eyes still burn with rage. He spits at Gaichu as you approach. Gaichu! Honorless cur, I regret the day I ever began teaching you. You're truly depraved to kill your own brothers rather than submit to what is right. Gaichu, yes, that is my name, as everything of my old life has been taken from me. Gaichu lifts the tip of his soul, placing it squarely on Ishida's chest. What is honor if it is built on a lie? What is duty if the dogma behind it is corrupt? Narrowing his eyes, the red samurai presses his chest upward into the blade so that it begins to gouge his armor. What do you know of it, vermin? Every red samurai has become subhuman, has taken their life. Everyone but you. You're a disgrace to the order and a disgrace to your people. Right or wrong, he's the one that's going to walk away from this. Gaichu bares his teeth in a wicked grin. For years, you were taught that to be pure was to be powerful, that the metahumans, the infected, and the deformed were to be scorned for their weakness. Yet here I stand, and there you lie. Broken. You think a victory over Sasaki, Takagawa, and me makes you superior? You'll spend the rest of your useless days cowering in the dark, eating the flesh of your betters. You're no better than an animal, skilled though you may be. Snarling in fury, Gaichu hurls his katana to the floor. He reaches out to grab Ishida by his collar, yanking him up so that their faces are only an inch apart. You said the Red Samurai were the best, the strongest, the most capable. Those who were non-human were unworthy of consideration. You told me that I would be better for having joined you. But it's a lie. I was infected, and I became better than I was. Your own blindness allowed me to escape. Blind to my skill, blind to the power of the impure. Gaichu lifts one hand, claws glittering in the pale warehouse light. His fingers splay out like an array of knives. I was not superior because I was Red Samurai. I was Red Samurai because I was superior. I choose my own fate. I make my own destiny. The ghoul draws his hand back, jagged shark's teeth bared as he presses them to Ishida's ear. I will show you the strength of my disease, Ishida. I will make you like me, and you will be cast out just as I was. I survived and remained intelligent because I have the will to do so. Can you say as much? Oh. Yeah, you know what? That's how it be.
Reap what you sow, Ishida.
Ishida's head falls back as he laughs, but the laughter turns to bloody coughing. You think I'll let you infect me, monster? I'll do what you were too weak to. I'll take my own life like the 47 Ronin of old. Such a foolish boy. Foolish? You underestimate me, old man. Gaichu drops Ishida, his head bouncing off the tile floors with a sharp crack. After I cripple your arms, you will have no means to kill yourself. The disease will burn through you like a fire, consuming every inch of your humanity. At this, Ishida stiffens. His eyes grow cold with resolution. Then we Then we shall see, Gaichu. And if you are wrong, I shall meet you again in my next life and try to teach you to do better.
Do what you will. This is between the two of you.
Gaichu nods, turning back to Ishida. Come, I will show you your own inner weakness. The sounds that follow are viscerally, intensely horrifying. The crunch of bone mates with the sound of wet flesh tearing under the pressure of jagged gold teeth. And as a high counterpoint comes Ishida's screaming of horror and pain, and undoubtedly some measure of the terror of what Gaichu is doing to him. Eventually, Ishida passes out. Gaichu rises, wiping copious amounts of blood from his mouth with the back of his hand. It is accomplished. He is unconscious, but he will live. Let us be done with this. All right. Well, guess we're done here. Can we still talk? I don't think we can. That's just the thing. Okay. Yeah, I think we got everything we wanted, and yeah, let's go. Yep. We good. And something I'm 90% sure of is, even though I'm really high in willpower and spellcasting, I think my basic ranged power bolt, is the accuracy of that is calculated by my quickness. I'm not going to up quickness just to get that up, so I think I'm just going to leave the spellcasting for my major spells, and then the sword does the rest. All right, the sun's rays paint Hong Kong's mountain in a palette of orange and gold as they speed by, outside the tree. With a final flash, the sun dips below the horizon, foretelling the inevitable descent into night. Gaichu is silent as you walk back to the MTR station. His body remains as tense as the cables on the suspension bridge, but his expression is triumphant. Ishida has been punished. All that awaits him is a slow descent into hunger and possibly madness. Okay. I want to check one quick thing and then I'm going to call it. Actually, two quick things. All right, let's get spell casting up to 7. Sweet. All right. Okay, we'll talk with him next time, I think. I just wanted to see if Spider-Shen has any better weapons, because I do want to try to get something a little bit better. As you approach Shen's boat, you spot a number of children peeking out from the below decks area. They're dressed in ratty clothing, stained and tattered shirts. All the same, they look well-fed and healthy, albeit a bit grimy. As soon as they spot you, they disappear into the below decks. Shen nods to you before calling out into the depths of the boat. Make sure the bilge pump is reconnected after you re-oil it. I don't want to slowly sink into the bottom of the river because you decide to cut corners. There's no response from below. Shen simply chuckles, turning around to face you. They're not the most skilled assistants, but I like being able to keep them fed. What can I do for you?
Here I was, thinking you were a bad monk.
I am a bad monk. Sure, I meditate and say the sutras, but that whole bow of non-violence thing's the lesson I keep forgetting. What it comes down to, though, is I don't care. I didn't become a monk because I was a true believer. I did it because it was ticket out of the gutter. The skills I learned there I can use to improve things here.
It seems awfully mercenary of you.
You're at the edge of the walled city, Slane. That's the kind of hellhole that gets created when we let the Magus get their way. I've had people moralize and preach at me about being a better person. To hell with that. You know what happens to nice people who aren't rich? They get killed. They get kidnapped. They get taken advantage of and shoved in a dark hole that they can't climb out of, just because it saves a few pennies for someone who already has wealth beyond measure. So I figure the moral thing to do is to put an iron spike right in every one of those bastards' foreheads. The corporate bigwigs, the corrupt cops, the slave traders. I have the skills to protect my friends. I'm not ashamed to use them.
Where'd you find the kids?
I didn't. They found me. They heard about the triad monk who will feed kids in exchange for odd jobs. After meeting the rest of my crew, I think they got a little bit infatuated. They think I don't hear it when I play it being Spider-Shen and White Ming, but I do.
That's cute.
Yeah, I think so too. That's why I look the other way. I don't want to embarrass them. Besides, it's kind of flattering that have them look up to me. My very own fan club. I remember what it was like to be those kids. Nobody cares if you live or die. So I told myself that when I started to make it, I'd get back to the community. That's how the triad started, you know? Self-protection and community service. If we can't help out the community, we're no better than the Megas. What do you got? Anything better? Nah. Okay. Yeah, I've been debating about buying that, but I'll still wait. I'll go ahead and sell the basic one, and I'll sell that. I am tempted to sell that too, but we'll see. It might be nice to have something there, at least. Okay. Alright, well, I'll go ahead and save it in front of this person, just so I know what I want to do. Also, I think actually, before I forget, well, not before I forget, I'm just going to make sure this is a bit better. Yeah, I'm going to start pumping everything into toughness and close combat. Main component used to calculate chance with it. Yeah. Although, I think, that's a ways away. But I do... Yeah, I don't need the critical combat thing to be visible yet. Maybe later. Yeah, but basically I think all my money is going to be going towards buying a few more advanced spells. I have enough room for 2 more, so... Yeah, after I get paid for the job I just did, I should have enough to do it, so... Alright, let's go ahead and save it. Alright. That'll do it for tonight. I'll be back on Tuesday, but I do believe I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live video after inspections to kind of update everyone about everything, because a lot of people are asking, and we definitely want to keep you informed. So, yeah, I hope you all have a good rest of the evening. Take care. Good night. Bye-bye.